Hello, hello. All right, I see the green lights. Hey gang, Happy New Year. So, I was at the studio. I recorded a bunch of episodes. I'll talk about this a little bit later because I'm still prepping. We haven't started yet. I'm explaining. Uh, so I'm at the studio super late. Got home 5, 6 this morning. So slept till the afternoon. And I don't know. I think around 4:30. I said, "What time am I live tonight?" To Jen. I said, "It's 6:30." She said, 5. And I went, "Oh." So I'm running late. Uh, Good night, Governor. So, uh, I'm gonna let this roll while I prep. I should be ready at 6:30. I'm pretty much ready, like, energy-wise, almost, almost. I just wanna pull a couple of weird news stories and stuff for us, so we got some stuff to play with, some stuff to talk about, and we'll be I thought I was gonna watch a ball drop instead of, I think I turned on a BET dance contest. No, that's Times Square. That's Times Square. Yeah, so we'll watch the balls drop in Times Square. We'll shoot the breeze, and then we'll call it for 2026. I wish I could put some sound on here for you because I'm not going to leave my mic on. You don't need to know what goes on back here. I'll figure it out. Maybe just play our theme song on loop over and over again. All right, so I will see you in a minute. I'll let it roll.
When they say there's nothing to see, why files members know what could be. With minds that hunger for truth untold, each week we gather as stories unfold. Question everything, that's our call. The White Files members standing tall, from ancient myths to modern lore. We always search for something more. Knowledge is treasure we seek to find. Y-Files members with open mind. Strange sights that keep our screens alive. A community where mysteries thrive. Question everything loud and clear. Y-Files members year after year. Your passion keeps our journey strong. Together where we all belong. We search for truth that others miss, with hearts and minds that won't dismiss. One family standing side by side. As we shout, question every
On the after files, when the stars align, Gino's voice shines like his neon sign. In a world of mysteries where secrets unfold, on Gino's story our tales are told. UFOs and aliens, robots and monsters too.
Gino's gonna take you on a wild ride. It's
Gino's Story Hour. Take us away. Gino's Story Hour.
dresses like you.
Hefner. On the after files,
When the stars align, Gino's voice shines like his neon sign. Gino's Story Hour.
Take us away.
Gino's Story Hour. Dresses like Hugh Hefner. He spins his stories, weaving magic in the air, sitting in a comfy chair, and all that velvet that he wears. Gino's Story Hour. Take us away, Gino's Story Hour. Dresses like Hugh Hefner. Gino's Story Hour, take us away. Gino's Story Hour, dresses like Hugh Hefner. Gino's Story Hour, his jackets are the best. Gino's Story Hour, take us away. Gino's Story Hour, and that's around his neck. Gino's Story Hour, take us away.
Hi. Hello, everyone. He put us on. Hi. Oh, am I slow?
Did I see you in a Walmart ad, AJ?
They can hear us.
I figured they can. I was just reading
That's why I stopped talking about medical things.
Anyway,
Okay.
down now.
Are you doing crowd work?
Not very well.
Oh, join the club, sister.
But Happy New Year, everybody. We're glad you're here. We totally heard you all. We're still up. I figured he'll put us down if he gets annoyed at us.
No, I'm just looking for stuff to play. Because I'm going to fire off the countdown in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Tonight's all about countdowns, right?
Hey, Quantum. Yeah, tonight's all about countdowns. Countdown to a brand new year.
There's the ball. As we used to say in New York, there's the ball.
Yep, it's all about the ball dropping. Even though I grew up in Central Time, this is the official New Year's. It is the official. Jen says no.
No?
What do you think, the official Central? Wherever you live, no.
They say the ball drops. Is it like a disco ball?
You've never seen the ball? Well, it's been an apple, it's the ball, and it drops.
It's like I
as
told
they
my
count
last
down.
wife. I
In
says,
New York.
honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes. You just listen to the Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, alright? When some wild-eyed, 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye and he asks you if you paid your dues. Well, you just stare that big sucker back in the eye and remember what old Hecklefish always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, fish? Yes, sir, the check is in the mail. Well, you see, I'm not saying that I've been everywhere and I've done everything, but I do know it's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
Gonzalez's marriage to Lady Catherine is considered the inspiration for the fairy tale Beauty and the Beast.
A tale is old as time. A song is old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. Never let a Disney song go to waste.
What's very nice? I know, you're so sweet.
I'm not hearing echo. You guys are getting echo? David, I'm definitely a Fed. There's no question about that.
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay a while? Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky. And you and I might linger in the sweet by and by. Oh, dear little buttercup, with your eyes so blue. Oh, little buttercup, you're a dream come true. You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Oh, dear little buttercup, I love you. Everybody, my little buttercup has the sweetest. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay up? You need a job? You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Oh, dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup,
My little buttercup.
I love you. Thank you.
But it's different from the rest of the thunder. Others in the area report similar phenomena.
Well, wait, what's that word?
What? Phenomena?
Do 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 do.
Phenomena.
Do do do.
Phenomena.
Do 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 do.
I hear an echo now.
And you may continue.
Sometimes the differences between universes are small. Is the echo coming from YouTube, from the videos?
It's yes, the videos.
So we're not
Videos.
echoing here?
No, you're perfect.
Why the hell would that be?
It's just the videos.
Well, that's going to stink. Let me see if I can fix that.
Okay, I just had to go check on the babysitter. You can get over
Oh,
that.
like there's a reality where maybe I have a different set. Or a different sidekick.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what are we talking about today? Bells Ho? Bells Ho! If I had my way, we'd get into Bells Ho every day.
Echo.
Well, that was weird. Hey, is there a reality where I'm the host of the show and you're the sidekick?
Yep. Did that fix it?
Today we're going deep inside Bells Ho.
Do we have to keep making that joke? Did that fix it? Joke, it's getting a little stale, don't you think?
Shut up, human! I'm the host of this show! You hear me? Me! Be quiet or I'll turn off your oxygen!
Hey.
I'll tell you when it's time for you to
You
speak!
fixed
Yeah,
it.
Oh, I like that one.
Is it, but did it come back?
I didn't hear it. Play it a little more.
Sometimes the differences between universes are small.
It's back.
Like there's a reality where maybe I have a different set. Or a different sidekick.
Oh my goodness, what are we talking about today, Bells Ho? Bells Ho! If I had my way, we'd get into Bells Ho every day. Well, that was weird. Hey, is there a reality where I'm the host of the show and you're the sidekick?
Yep.
Today we're going deep inside Bells Ho.
Do we have to keep making that joke? It's getting a little stale, don't you think?
Shut up, human! I'm the host of this show! You hear me? Me! Be quiet or I'll turn off your oxygen! I'll tell you when it's time for you to speak!
Yeah, but-
Silence! Oh, I like that one. So if these other universes exist, can we visit them? I'd like to go to that universe where I'm the host of the show.
No, I think I see the issue. It's because I plugged in my earbuds. You and I settle down in a cottage built for two. All right, that looks right. Change the input. Yeah, you guys wanted to come on while I press. Chickadee check, check. All right, let's check levels here. Victoria, you hear an echo from me? No echo from me. All right. How about this?
You promise to behave and I'll turn your oxygen back on. Promise?
Sorry, let me unmute you. I can't. You're muted. So we're getting echo on. Oh, so we're good now? All right. It was because I plugged in my earbuds and screwed up all my sound settings. So when I take them out, it's going to be a mess again. That's fine. That's fine, right? Professional.
This live stream is so unprofessional. Really, what are you even doing?
Vatican City is an inspirational place. You don't need to be Catholic or even religious to appreciate the architecture, the art, and the city's historical significance. But there is a place within the Vatican that's rarely seen. Hidden beneath the city is an underground fortress, inaccessible to the public and protected by armed guards and state-of-the-art security. The secret apostolic archives. Within the stone and steel reinforced walls are vaults, climate-controlled rooms, and over 50 miles of shelves. And on those shelves are countless texts, relics, and artifacts collected by the church for over 1,000 years. And one of the most intriguing objects hidden in the archive is called the chronovisor, a device that can view events anywhere and any time in history. And for years, its existence was just a rumor. No proof of the chronovisor. Oh, no, we're not just going to play episodes. We're not going to do that. All right, here's, if this works, here are, there's Haley. All right, everyone's dressed up for the holiday. Here are highlights. I guess they're highlights from season 1. Look at this shot right here. The whole episode was just out of focus. Nothing's in focus. I don't even know nothing's in focus. That's fine. Math facts that seem to defy logic.
Your hair defies logic. What is that?
What is what?
You look like a one-man boy band who got old. What's on your head?
It's hair product?
Hair product? I'm glad I got scales.
Can I just get through this intro, please?
Go ahead, Grandpa Timberlake. Do your thing. Just said glad I got scales.
Even though we only have 5 cards, they could be arranged in 120 different ways. And if we add just 2 more cards, now we've got 5,000 different permutations.
Whoa. Did you just say 5,000?
Yep. 7 factorial is 5,040.
All right. Here's what I need you to do.
What?
I need you to empty out my bowl and refill it all the way up with vodka, right to the rim.
Guess Daddy needs a break. You know, fishbowl martini would make a pretty good video.
Darn tootin' it would. Is anybody seeing this? Hello? You look like Ryan Seacrest with a hangover. You look like a one-man boy band still chasing a dream. You look like a one-man boy band with the Instagram old filter. I could do this all day.
It's gonna be our weirdest video yet.
You know what's weird? Your skin tone.
What now?
What shade of orange is that?
It's self-tanner.
Tan? Who are you kidding? That's orange.
I'm trying to do a thing here.
You look like a new inmate out of prison where they eat nothing but carrots.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you do.
Now, the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. When the Earth was young, it was much hotter.
No, who wasn't?
You're telling me.
Star-nosed mule. Sorry. Star-nosed mole.
Its sense of smell is so acute that it can detect odor underwater.
Oh, boy, I'm glad I can't do that.
I bet.
It's like a sewer in here.
I understand.
I swim in my own waste, you know.
It's time to clean your bowl. I get it.
Thank you.
What terrifies me is that face, which is how it got its name. It looks like someone haphazardly slapped a human mouth on a fish and called it good.
Seems okay to me. Wait. Why are you showing this?
This is a Treta Trawana ocelti.
I thought you called it Little Mr. Happy.
It's an amphibian found in South America.
Oh, I thought...
Now's not the time.
This bowl is see-through, you know.
I'm really uncomfortable right now.
And I don't have eyelids, so this is all on you.
I've tried to summon Princess Tuscawanta, the broken-hearted lady of Lake Ronkonkoma, who has claimed the lives of 120 swimmers. all young men. I've even held a seance with Gene Simmons while chasing ghosts around the Queen Mary.
Now you're just making things up.
I picture closing every show with a seance like this.
Okay, I didn't see that coming.
Dr. Freeman did this procedure without gloves, without anesthesia, without surgical training.
Oof, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Oh, that old Jim.
I got a million of them.
Today, we're going to try and explain ASMR, what it is, how it works, and why millions of people are watching ASMR videos.
Yeah, I don't get the whole dungeon thing at all.
Dungeon? What do you...
And who could be comfortable in all that leather?
No. You're thinking of something different. ASMR causes people to feel the tingling sensations all over their body.
I think we're talking about the same videos.
We're not.
These are the ones where they pick a safe word, right?
No.
Peanut brittle.
We don't need a...
I guess that's 2 words, right?
ASMR has nothing to do with...
Platypus.
ASMR folks call a braingasm.
No, every time someone hits the like button, I feel a tingling in my dorsal fin. Whoa! Oh boy, someone just did it.
I felt that too.
No, baby. Ooh.
Okay, ease up on the like button. We don't want Hecklefish to stroke out.
Go wow.
And these fish are completely aquatic. We're not talking about flying fish.
Whoa. What do you mean flying fish?
There are a few species of fish that can fly. Well, technically they glide, but it's pretty amazing actually.
Amazing? I'll say. It's like...
You're hearing me, right?
It's like a whole new world. All new stuff for me to see.
You're in the video, right?
I just fly along and sing this song. It's a whole new world for me. What?
The most alluring things in life are often those that are unattainable.
So true.
What?
Sheila. Ooh, talk about alluring and unattainable.
Hey, Victoria. Oh, crap. I guess we're doing this now. Who's Sheila?
She was this angel fish that I knew when we were guppies.
Oh, no.
Oh, she had the most perfect gills. And oh, Madonna, her pelvic fins went all the way back.
No. I'm talking about secret places.
Oh, I dreamed about Sheila's secret places. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I mean, I do, but we're not...
Can't you see me swimming here? I got guppy payments up the wazoo. I just don't know what to do. I need a lawyer or two.
Victoria, you out there? Check 1 2. Breaker 19. Breaker 19. Do you hear me? Do you hear? Did you hear that? You didn't hear Hecklefish, huh?
I heard him for a second.
No.
Oh, there he is.
You got him? You
Yeah.
hear this?
Yep.
I get pretty freaky. He's a super freak. The kind of fish you dream about. You got freaky dreams.
All right, we might be good to go. Oh, with 1 minute to spare.
Okay. She really liked just like.
With 1 minute to spare.
One day a drunk ice fisherman drilled a hole in the ice and looked into the hole. A loud voice from above said, "There are no fish down there." He walked several yards away and drilled another hole and peered into the hole again. And a voice said, "There's no fish down there." He then walked about 50 yards away, drilled another hole, and again a voice said, "I'm telling you, there's no fish down there." He looked up to the sky and said, "God, is that you?" The voice said, "No, you idiot. I'm the rink manager." I love that one. It's a good one.
But it's different from the rest of the thunder. Others in the area report similar phenomena.
Well, wait, what's that word?
What? Phenomena?
Do 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 do
Phenomena.
do 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 do
Phenomena.
do 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 do. And you may continue.
Just how much time is left?
Zero. All engine running.
This one goes out to the first fish in space. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. Oh, here we go, baby! To the moon! This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule, if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Doop, 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 ba-doo-doo, doo-ba-doo-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo-doo.
We're getting there. All that prep, and there's nothing really new.
This is Hecklevish at the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. It's like I told my last wife. I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes. You just listen to the Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, all right? When some wild-eyed, 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye and he asks you if you paid your dues. Well, you just stare that big sucker back in the eye and remember what old Hecklefish always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, fish? Yes, sir, that check is in the mail. Well, you see, I'm not saying that I've been everywhere and I've done everything. But I do know it's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
And the airport was buzzing. These were the days before full body scanners and
Remove your laptops, tablets, and place them in their own dirty plastic tray that's still wet from the last guy for some reason.
right.
Take off your belt, your shoes, and remove any lotions, creams, and gels, and place your personal items in another dirty plastic tray. If there are no trays available, please fight over them as we at the TSA take bets to see how angry we can make you. If you become violent in 3 minutes or less, I win $20. Step forward and have your rights completely trampled by an angry middle-aged man in a blue shirt. Once you step through our x-ray machine that may or may not cause cancer, we may decide to put on plastic gloves and fondle you in front of a group of strangers. This is what we in the TSA call the cherry on top.
You good?
Ugh, I've been wanting to get that off my chest for a long time.
And around the circle, sprinkle various substances like salt and herbs. And for especially evil demons, an animal like a goat or a chicken would have to be sacrificed.
Salt and herbs on a dead chicken? That doesn't sound like a ritual. It sounds like a delicious recipe.
You're killing me, pal.
Well, I'm sorry. I skipped lunch and you tell me exorcisms use 11 herbs and spices on chicken. What do you expect? By the way, you and Colonel Sanders make demons sound finger-licking good.
That was not my intention.
Now I know why the chicken's so addicting. It's seasoned with evil.
If you just let me get through this, we'll grab lunch.
Chicken bucket from KFC?
Is that even a question at this point?
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay a while? Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky. You and I might linger in the sweet by and by. Oh, dear little buttercup, with your eyes so blue. Oh, little buttercup, you're a dream come true. You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Oh, dear little buttercup, I love you. Everybody, my little buttercup has the sweetest.
A smile, a smile.
Dear little buttercup, won't you stay up?
A while, a while.
You need a job? You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Oh, dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup,
My little buttercup.
I love you. Thank you.
Sometimes the differences between universes are small. Like there's a reality where maybe I have a different set. Or a different sidekick.
Oh my goodness, what are we talking about today, Mel's Hole? I love Mel's Hole. If I had my way, we'd get into Mel's Hole every day.
Well, that was weird. Hey, is there a reality where I'm the host of the show and you're the sidekick?
Yep.
Today we're going deep inside Mel's Hole.
Do we have to keep making that joke? It's getting a little stale, don't you think?
Shut up, human! I'm the host of this show. You me? Quiet or burn off your oxygen. I'll tell you when it's time for you to speak.
Yeah, but
Silence! Oh, I like that one.
born into a devoutly Catholic family, Annalise Michelle had a normal childhood.
What kind of name is Anal Ease?
Annalise.
What'd I say?
She was a children's game from the UK called Tiggy Touchwood, which is essentially a game of tag. Now what?
Touch wood.
Don't be an infant. Verse.
So if these other universes exist, can we visit them? I'd like to go to that universe where I'm the host of the show. You promise to behave and I'll turn your oxygen back on. Promise?
Promise.
Good, human. Now tell me, who's the boss? Who's the boss?
Tony Danza.
Oh, you think that's funny, huh? What if I put helium down your tube instead, eh?
I'm begging you. Oh no.
Oh, really? Really? Does this make you happy? Does this make you feel good?
It kinda does, actually.
Some say this was how the Count was able to talk his way out of the English prison.
Jedi mind trick?
Yep.
I'm not the Count you're looking for.
You're not the Count we're looking for.
Move along.
Move along.
Move along.
Move along.
Cross over, children. into the light.
No! You said don't go into the light!
There is peace and serenity.
You good?
I didn't get it.
Don't you hate that?
Yep.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Think of a nightclub or a concert where you could feel the bass. Right. Like that.
Omakase!
Crap.
Fear the Crab Cat.
Yeah, I know. Fear the Crab Cat.
Okay, I won. Now we get to do the bit.
I really don't want to do it.
We had a deal. Ferengi Rule of Acquisition 16 says...
A deal is a deal. I know. You don't have to quote the rules of acquisition for me.
Grab your sweater. It's showtime.
Crap.
Oh, are you the new butler human?
It's been a long time since I've been the new anything.
Oh, I'm Hecklefish. I live down the road. Oh, you're the human from America.
News sure travels fast, doesn't it?
Pleased to meet you. Oh, you're the one that sings, right?
Well, right or wrong, look, I don't want to do this. I feel stupid. This sweater is ridiculous.
A deal is a deal. Do it.
Fine.
Oh, by the way, those sweaters are available in the Wi-Fi store.
Are we plugging merch or doing this stupid bit?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hang on. Where are we? Okay, got it. Oh, you're the one that sings, right?
Well, right or wrong, I sing anyway.
I sing too.
Oh, good. What kind of singing?
Mostly contemporary stuff. Do you like modern music?
Oh, I think it's marvelous. Some of it really, really fine. But tell me, do you ever listen to any of the older fellas?
Oh, sure. I like David Bowie and Bananarama.
Ooh, you go back that far, huh?
Yeah, I'm not as young as I look, eh?
Well, none of us is these days.
Yeah, in fact, I have a 6-year-old guppy. Look at this here. This song is my guppy's favorite. You know this one?
Oh, I do indeed. It's a lovely thing.
They told me, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum. A newborn king to see, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum. The finest gifts we bring, ba-ra-ba-bum-bum, ra-ba-bum-bum, ra-ba-bum-bum. Peace on earth, can it be? Years from now, perhaps we'll see the day of glory. See the day when fish of goodwill live in peace again.
Peace again.
Peace on earth. Can it be? Every guppy must be made aware. Every guppy must be made to care. Care enough for his fellow man to give all the love that he can. I pray my wish will come true for my guppy and for yours too. You'll see the day of when fish of goodwill live in peace again. Peace on earth. Can it be? Can it be?
It's a pretty thing, isn't it?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
BS in Area 51. A secret code inside the Bible said I would. I love my UFOs and paranormal fun, as well as music, so I'm singing it like I should. But then another conspiracy theory becomes the truth, my friends, and it never ends. No, it never ends. I feel the crap cat and got stuck inside Mel's hole with MK Ultra. I'm being only too aware. Did Stanley Kubrick fake the moon landing alone on a film set, or were the shadow people there? The Roswell aliens just fought the smiling man, I'm told, and his name was Cold. And I can't believe I'm dancing with the fish. Headfish on Thursday nights, Wednesday J2, and the Wi-Fi will be on through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi will be all through the night. The Mothman sightings and the solar storm still come to Agatha, the secret city underground. Mysterious number stations, Planet Surf 02, Project Stargate, and what the Dark Watchers found. We're in a simulation, don't you worry though. The Black Knight satellite, it told me so. I can't believe I'm dancing with the fish. Headfish on Thursday nights, Wednesday J2, and the Wi-Fi will be on through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi will be all through the night. Headfish on Thursday nights, Wednesday J2, and the Wi-Fi will be all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi will be all through the Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to dance on the dance floor because she is a camel, and camels love to dance when the feeling is right on waves in time. Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to
Thank you for watching the After Files live stream. This is not a professional production. We don't know why anyone watches this thing, but we're glad you do. And now, to kick off the show is everyone's favorite sidekick, the one, the only, Hecklefish.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
The After Files is streamed in front of a live audience. All right, that's there. And looks like I'm on. Happy New Year, everybody. Look, I'm sorry I had to watch all that that Fakakta warm up, that prep, but that's people were hanging out really early. I wasn't sure. I thought I was gonna start at 6. Slept a little late because I was at the studio until about 5 or 6 this morning. Working on a new format, by the way. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So so I kinda I stumbled downstairs.
Take
Wait, hold
off.
hold on. Hold on a second. What?
I was coming to tell
Take
you.
off.
No, no, no. I oh, you mean the text?
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Still.
Well, you didn't wanna oops. Gave myself a chore. There she is.
Here. Now I gotta clean up this mess. Give me just a second.
Oh, the wife is going down.
They're almost ready.
Hey.
All right. I just spilled Red Bull all over the desk. Yeah, so I stumbled down and I asked Jen, like, what time am I on? Am I on at 6 or 6:30? And she said 5. And I went, oh no, I'm not ready for that. So I was doing my prep last minute, and there were a lot of people kind of hanging out here because I expected the stream to start. So I asked the chat, do you want to just I'll turn the camera on. You can watch the prep and the warm-up, which I did, and you could see it's a bit of a can you say shit show?
You can say shit show.
It's a bit of a or it's a shit show at the F
can't say
Factory.
that.
Can't say that? Can't say that. So all that stremens, there's a lot of Yiddish so far in the stream. All that stremens you saw, I go through that every single time. Usually it's audio problems. Every single time. So that's what you were watching. So if you were bored, I'm sorry. But that's what it was. Echo, this mic doesn't work. I can't hear through my headphones. I do it every time. I used to work in radio for years, and I can't get the audio working here. So the new format that I was shooting last night, so I'm shooting it in the basement. It's called Campfire Stories. And what they are short episodes, like somewhere between 5, 7, 8 minutes. And it's just a spooky, creepy story. There's no debunk at the end. There's no deep analysis. It's not very jokey. It's just creepy stories. So, so I shot 6 of those late last night, early this morning. I hope you like them because the stories are really fun. You know, about phone calls from the dead. And there was just one crazy story that I found. I had never heard it before. It was about it's called The Heart of Sonny Graham. Do you guys know this one? Where this guy in his 50s gets a heart transplant and he starts taking on the memories of the donor who gave him the heart. And I thought that was crazy. And I kind of thought it was sort of impossible, but I learned in the research of doing that story that the heart has 40,000 neurons in it. It's kind of like a mini brain that the heart communicates to the brain and other parts of the body sort of on its own. And that there have been studies that some of that information does transfer to transplant recipients. That was crazy. So with Sonny Graham, it wasn't a happy situation. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it wasn't a good situation. Chief Navy heard something like that? All right, who's in the chat? Who is in the chat? I see Sandra's here. Good to see you. Bramone83, always solid in the chat section. By the way, people were mentioning this is not a professional chat, so don't worry about that. Joe Woods looking for a shout out. I got you. Happy New Year. Don, I appreciate that you enjoy the storytelling. Briz Guy's here. Real Mr. Tibby. Nathan Arminger. That guy, Ed Smith. What's up? Rick Stewart's here. Uncle Deuce. Sean, good to see you. Katana's here. Mr. Blizz. Bill's a bud. Waving. Hey to you, David Jonathan. Tina's here. Humboldt Nursery's here. We probably shopped from you at some point back in the day. Gino brought a lot of pounds down from Humboldt. I think we're past the statute of limitations. I think I should probably check on that. Well, we're descheduled. We're fine. Dober Dyer, good to see you. Happy New Year. You guys having a good New Year? I know there's some people in the chat where it's already 2026. That's weird. It's like you go back in time over the international dateline. Fox Body Davidson, Kurt from West Babylon, New York. I know Babylon well because that's where I was at WBAB, Long Island's home of rock and roll, with 50 minutes of rock every hour. I took over for Opie from remember Opie and Anthony? I took over his show. And I'm not saying I got better ratings than Opie did, but I got better ratings than Opie did. It worked out fine for him for a while. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Shannon's here from Nashville, Florida here. So East Coasters, 9:36. I'll stay on until about a half hour after the ball. Let's see what's going on with the ball. All right, there's the ball. There's the ball, as we say. As you know, I'm from New York, so I've done the Times Square New Year's Eve thing. Did it a couple of times. I recommend everyone do it once, and then that's probably enough. I mean, it's 1 million people in Times Square, and it's super fun, and everybody's really great. There's rarely is there trouble down there, but I mean, there's a serious police presence. I mean, the whole mounted unit is out there, so it's hard to get rowdy when there's 24 giant horses. Maybe one day I'll tell you guys a story about when Dad was working with mounted and the horses went into the bar. You know that joke? A horse walks into a bar. Well, in the 70s, the mounted unit would do that. So you got 1 million people in Times Square, and it's super fun. Everybody's great. The problem is at 12:01, every store, every shop, every storefront, everything, they just lock their doors real fast. So there's nowhere to pee. And you've been drinking all night long. You've been drinking all night long. So you're just every alley around Times Square. I mean, from 8th Avenue all the way to 5th, probably from 36th all the way up to like 4, all the way up to maybe Columbus Circle. People urinating in every alley. It's pretty gross. It'd be a great business model is just rent a lot with porta potties and charge them $1,000 because you would totally pay it. So I recommend everybody do it once. Other good New Year's Eve places, New Orleans, it was a lot of fun for New Year's Eve, done that. Vegas, I'm here now, so I guess I do that every year, but Vegas, New Year's Eve, a lot of fun. I think those are probably the 3 best ones. But for the most part, once I started tending bar, I just kind of stopped going out on the holidays, St. Patrick's Day, New Year's, all of that. We would call it amateur night, which kind of makes it easy for me to stream for you guys because we wouldn't go anywhere. It would just be this. Bo's wondering how much crazier 2026 is going to be. I think it's going to be crazier. I do. I hope the market does okay. Kind of worried about the market a little bit. You guys watching the gold chart? Doesn't look good. Oh, you guys hearing the whole team is filing in. I used to run these streams in front of everybody, so if you're alone on New Year's, you feel like you have company, but it's too loud, and a few people were like, I kind of don't want to be on camera because I don't know, it's debaucherous. But I would like to roll the stream when the karaoke machine comes up. I think you guys would like that. I think you guys would enjoy some of Haley's songs. She's a karaoke specialist. Cape Cod, we're not giving financial advice here. I can only tell you what I do. You have to make your own decisions, do your own research. That's my disclaimer. All right, we have to kick off the super chats with Quantum Sledgehammer. Of course, I'll take again. That's too small. Hang on a second. I can't see. Just get old. Quantum, thank you for the 50. 2023 lost my mother. 2024 lost my father-in-law and beloved dog. 2025 lost another beloved dog. Raising a glass that 2026 will be a year of life, good time, success, and happiness for our entire Y-Files extended family and hopefully a new pup. Salute. That's a rough run. Quantum. But not unusual. Not unusual. It's middle age is such a lousy part of life because when you're in your 20s, you go to a lot of weddings you get to your 40s and 50s and you go to a lot of funerals, man. And once you start losing mom and dad, ugh, hate it. But it's part of the deal. Make the best of it now. Mike Savage, good to see you. Gary Baines is here. Cat and Mafia is there. Fizzgig, very reliable. Sending some love to Quantum. Got to meet Quantum at the Nerdrotic meetup this summer. Was a lot of fun. I don't know if there's any Nerdrotic fans here. I'm certainly one. Big fan of Gary. So next time he does a meetup, make sure you come out because I will be there. I will definitely be there. As long as Gary gives me the VIP access. If I have to wait on the line, I can't do it. The line to see Gary was crazy. It was around the block. It was like Sinatra was going to play in there. What up, Eddie Bojangles? Good to see you. Henry, you need a new conspiracy. All mine have come true. Yeah, I mean, all the conspiracies that I talk about on the channel, it's aging like fine wine, man. All coming true. Talk about you think Gary's too negative. I could see that, but he's a nice guy and he's very sincere. Yeah, but he's a professional critic. That's what he does. He criticizes. So if you don't agree with, you're not going to like him. Jackson Cagle, good to see you. We'll make it next time. Russ wouldn't be surprised if Nerdrotic is here himself. I doubt it. Gary's probably hanging out with his family. At least I hope he is. If anyone's alone on New Year's, hang out. Welcome. Hopefully we'll have some laughs tonight. That's why I do this, because I know the holidays are hard, especially when you lose people or something, a breakup, a divorce, a death, losing dogs. That hurts even more, doesn't it? Losing a pet, it's the worst. But that's why I do this. So every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every New Year's Eve, I'm here. I don't think I've missed a holiday in 5 years. I don't know how long I can do it, so I don't want to make promises I can't keep. But for the foreseeable future, I'm going to keep doing it. Besides, it gives me an excuse to not mingle. Oh, I see Gino's here. Gives me an excuse to not mingle with everybody. I'd rather just sit in my cave and talk to you guys. Happy New Year, CC. Real heel turn. We came dangerously close to homelessness this year. In fact, I'm here at all is a miracle. Really happy to hear. It's really sad to hear that, but I'm happy that you made it through. So hang in there. Hang in there. I'm thinking 2026 is going to be a good economy year, but it could just be me hoping. But I think it is. I think a lot of the stuff that happened during 2025 financially is going to start paying dividends in 26. I hope. We just need to get the Fed on board. Audit the Fed, man. Audit the Fed. Speaking of audit the Fed, let's get these out of the way. Let's get these out of the way right now. If you want to support the channel, a great way to do it is grab some merch from the Y-Files store. Shop.theyfiles.com. We post every episode gets its own T-shirt, and all the artwork's designed by Rob. And great stuff, super fun stuff. And a lot of the merch is only up there for a week or two, and then it goes away. But Patreon members get access to this Patreon store. You get a password, and all the other merch is in there, plus some special stuff that's not available to the public. So it's a great way to support the channel. And if you notice the prices, $20. So it bothers me when I see creators charging $35 for a mug that I know cost them $12 or $35 for a t-shirt. That drives me nuts. So I keep the prices low. I do that intentionally. I'm a constant battle with the team over it though, because people will still pay $25. No, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just see more merch out in the world, make it accessible to everybody, not trying to hammer you over it. And that's it. That's the merch plug. I may do another one later. That's the merch plug. Patreon plug. That's the best way to support the channel is become a Patreon member. It's $3. If you super chat, I see some super chats in here for $50, $100. Awesome. I hope you're Patreon members. If you're not, save the $20, $30 and join Patreon. We get to keep more of that money, which is nice. With YouTube, we only get about, after taxes and stuff, we get about 35% of it. On Patreon, they let us keep a little bit more, but you get perks, and there are more perks coming in the new year. I'm going to start doing Q&As, so Patreon members send in questions, and I'll sit down and talk for a little bit, answer your questions about whatever you want, about the channel, about my boring life, about whatever you want. Tina, did you go on a political rant? We don't do politics here. We are anti-politics. Natch, this is not live. You're imagining it. We're anti-politics here. Patreon is the best way to support the channel. But I do appreciate the super chats. Regarding super chats, I will try to get to them. I try to read all of them. Sometimes it gets a little bit out of hand, and I can't catch up with it. When I start to feel like I'm not gonna get to you, I will do a last call. Thanks, Paul. Echo is gone. I figured it. It was my fault, as it always is. So I'll do a last call so you don't, spend $5 because you want to get your shout out or your comment and I don't read it. I know that's annoying. So I'll do a last call so you don't waste your money. But I also have the main chat going. So I do my best to keep up with it, but it goes pretty fast. If you tag me at the Y-Files, I will see it a lot easier if you have a question. 5.5 million subs and still begging for money for makeup. Geez. Sorry, Reptile Elites. I mean, we gotta make a living, right? We gotta pay the bills. And look, as far as other creators go, nobody's prices are lower. Nobody does fewer plugs. I mean, they don't. All my plugs I do at the end of the show. I don't ask for a cent before you get all the content. So you can just bail out. I mean, I think you should stay for the song, but I do it all at the end. I don't even ask you to like and subscribe up front. That annoys me. Even when someone starts talking for like just a couple of minutes and they go, and if you like it, all of this stuff, make sure you hit the like and the bell and the thing. I skip it. Even though it's 5 seconds, I skip it. So all plugs, all begging happens at the end. And if money's tight, then don't do it. If you just watch the show, that's fine. But supporters, I do appreciate you. It's what keeps us going here. Happy New Year to you, Kurt. Good to see you. Spice loves the song. It's an earworm. And a fan created that. Just sent it to me, just emailed it to me. And I played it. I was like, this is perfect. I mean, I couldn't improve on it. I'm not crying, you're crying. Fragile is back, asking, was I an Art Bell fan? I'm a huge Art Bell fan. Art Bell is a major influence for the station. I'm still in radio mode for the channel, for the show. The content is inspired by Art Bell. My storytelling is inspired by The Twilight Zone. And the format, at least when I started, was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's what I wanted to do. Wacky characters, have fun, but still learn stuff. And I try to take Art's approach with the stories, be respectful, and just let the story kind of breathe and not be too critical or condescending about it. And then at the end, I break down what I learned during the research. Here's what's true that I can prove. Here's what's false that I can prove. And then there's the stuff in the middle that it's really up to you to make up your own mind. I appreciate that, Yufendar, saying you earn every penny. I do appreciate that. I don't talk very often because I don't like to complain and moan about how much I work. But it's about 100 hours a week. Like I was telling you earlier, I was shooting this morning at 4 a.m. is when I got those episodes done. I had been at the office the whole day before, so I went all the way through, no sleep, to get those done, to make sure that we had some content for you guys coming into the new year. So I have a couple of creators that I talk to from time to time that say, how do you pump out so much content? How is the channel so successful? And I'm not. And I say, I probably work harder than you. With all due respect, to make this work on this platform, you have to constantly churn it out, which isn't easy. And it's not healthy. Working 80, 90, 100 hours a week. I don't want to do that. I have to do that. Hopefully in the new year, we can fix that. So when begging for change, a lot of that is to get help. Editors and boy, I can't find any writers, but boy, I'd love to have a writer or two. Chris saying you're not far from being this generation's Art Bell. That's very kind of you, but I always reject that compliment. I appreciate it, but I reject it because Art was such a legend. He's irreplaceable. But I'm very excited to be working on that movie, the Art Bell movie. I don't know if I can say too much about it yet, but I will be in that movie as just a cameo. But I am helping put it together and working with the production company on that. And we've got Paul Giamatti who's going to do Art, which is a weird casting to me. Of course, if you can get Paul, you get him. But I don't know is Paul going to do Art. Art had such a deep, distinctive voice. I don't know what Paul's going to do with it. But I mean, he'll figure it out. Paul will be fine. And the thing about Paul is he's an Art Bell fan and he loves all the stories. He has a podcast, by the way, where he talks about all this kind of stuff, and it's pretty good. He does it with a partner who I don't know, but it's a pretty good podcast. So, after talking to the producers about that casting, I was like, is he really right? And they were like, he really is, because he loves this stuff, and I think he kind of needs someone who's into the topics. So I forget what my role is going to be. I think I'm going to be like a councilman. I think I'm going to get to say 2 words, like "get out" or something. Keela Kush kind of likes Paul G as Art Bell. Okay. I think he's going to be great. He's kind of great in everything. I mean, he was great in the terrible Star Trek show. He elevates everything. Happy New Year to you, Craig. Too bad see mini Art Bell. Yeah, he's kind of a little guy. We'll see. What's up, Sloan? Billy Balloons, good to see you. Forrest Card, are you asking me if I have a motorcycle? Not anymore. Gino and I grew up on bikes because Dad was a biker. Dad was a cop. Dad was a biker. Dad was a biker since he was a kid. He used to build motorcycles in my grandmother's on my grandmother's porch in the Bronx. She didn't enjoy that. He would just find parts. He would build bikes, and then became a cop, and he joined the Blue Knights, which is the police motorcycle club. Any Blue Knights in here, let me know. And then Dad and a couple of guys eventually spun off to a new motorcycle club called Lawman MC, which is still around. So we grew up on bikes our whole lives. You'll see tons of pictures of me and Gino on the back of like an FLH, cruising around with Pop. But Dad had 2 really bad accidents. One was in 1980, where he was sideswiped. A girl ran a stop sign. Just teenage girls sideswiped him. His leg was severed and reattached, and they wanted to take my dad's leg. I mean, they probably should have, but he refused it. The doctor's like, he's like, Gino, you can't, we got to take the leg. He's like, you're not taking my leg. He's like, because then I got to get a peg and a patch and a pirate. It's too much work. That's how Dad was. Everything was funny. So he was one of the first to get this kind of special surgery on his leg to get the neurons to reattach and stuff, but it didn't really take that great. So his leg was like 2 inches shorter. He walked with a limp. He got right back on a bike. He left that hospital on one of his motorcycles, that his buddies on the force put back together for him. And he kept riding. And we kept riding with him the whole time. And then in 1990, it was like late 95, I ordered my first bike, Sportster. I was a young guy. So Dad and I picked out a Sportster, got that on order, very excited. I mean, I was having dreams about it. I couldn't wait to get on my own bike. Because before that, I was just like zipping around on little Kawasaki's and stuff just to learn. So I had the Sportster on order. And then as we're waiting for that, and now this is 96, Dad got hit again with his girlfriend on the back. Again, a woman hit him on the side, T-boned at an intersection. She ran the light, hit Dad The bike goes down under the front of her SUV. She confuses the brake pedal with the gas. So she hits Dad. He goes down. Now he's under the front of the car. She hits the gas and just starts push dragging him across the street. And now he's already broken. So now he's just getting torn up. And he sees that the curb is coming. So he's holds on to his girlfriend as close as he can, and then he lifts his arms up like he's going to stop the curb, and that shattered his shoulders. So the accident was so bad he had to be airlifted out of there. He died in the helicopter. They brought him back with the paddles, got him to the hospital. They called me, I think, as soon as they landed, because I hauled ass out there to Stony Brook. I think that was the fastest I ever drove. I think I was doing 140 in the HOV. I think it was doing like 130, 140. And I got there. Dad had already died 2 or 3 more times. They brought him back. They brought me into the trauma ward, like the trauma room where they were like prepping him for surgery. They would, they let a couple of family members in. And I had never seen so much blood because he wasn't cleaned up yet. It was just, he still had asphalt all over his face, his body. His clothes were kind of cut off him to get to the injuries. And all I remember is the blood under the gurney, I guess it was just like pouring out of him. And they were just putting in pints and pints and pints. And he wasn't that conscious. Give me a second. This is a life-changing moment. Just give me a second. So I get in there, and doctor's like, he's not really conscious. But Dad opens his eyes, and he sees me. And I'm like, Pop, are you all right? What's going on? He's like, he says, Ange, do me a favor. Don't ever ride a motorcycle. He said, get a fast car, get a convertible. Please don't ever get on a bike. And canceled my order. And I haven't been on a motorcycle since 1996. And Dad was never the same after that. Couldn't really walk. Shoulders were shattered. His body was full of chains and like he would go through the airport and set up. They were like, what is this guy's half made of metal? He's more machine now than man. And just nothing but gears and chains. So no motorcycle here. But it's kind of a morbid thing to think about, but Dad's ex-wife has his ashes, and I keep thinking, like, when they cremate you, what happens to all that metal? Does it melt down? I don't know why I think about that. Bionic Dad, says Mary Jane. Yeah, so that was 1980, was a bad one, and 1996 that was the end. And he didn't ride after that. That was the end of it, because how many times are you going to push your luck? So over the course of his life, due to motorcycle accidents, Dad had 42 surgeries and died 12 times. So I know you guys love your bikes. I get it. I miss it. But man, be careful, because everybody who rides for a long time knows you're going to get wrapped up at some point. You drop the bike, it happens. You get wrapped up, it happens. And whenever I'm on the freeway and someone's just a couple of bikes are just tearing ass 120, someone in the car with me would be like, "Oh, look at these schmucks." It's more Yiddish. Look at these schmucks. And all I'm thinking is, God, guys, please be careful. Please be careful. Because there was one time where it happened. Biker just zips by me, and like 15, 20 minutes later, there he was. This wasn't that long ago, even. I think this is on a drive back from LA not too long ago. And DOA. He zipped by, and I don't know, maybe it was 20 minutes and traffic was backing up. And I was thinking, please don't let it be that guy on the bike. And it was. And there's nothing you can really do. Judging by the look of that accident, they probably cleaned him up with a shovel, would be my guess, because it's just a mess. Marika, if you need a writer, I'm available. Send in a sample. I've gone through 40 writers. I can't find one. Lance traded my 2018 Indian Roadmaster. Oh, that's a nice one for a 56 Ford Fairline. Slow and cool for me now. That's the way to do it, man. And I mean, you had the Indian, super cool, classic. I loved when Indian came back. Harley didn't. We were Harley family, Harley only. And that's why Dad left the Blue Knights and started a new club, because it was not a. Did you only have to be an active or retired law enforcement officer? You had to drive a Harley, or had to ride a Harley. So it was no big Hondas in there, which was always a better ride anyway. But you know how Harley people are. Frank, I saw us. You sold your Sportster, now you drive a Maserati. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Brumman says, saw a dude get trucked by an 18-wheeler at 75. Just ran in front of it. He was 50 foot behind. Not fun seeing buddy's life leave them. I know. I can't even believe it. Went from Bonnevilles to Black Wings. Haven't ridden in 10 years. I'm glad to see that you guys are giving up your bikes. I'm glad to see you're doing that. I wouldn't insist on it because I get it, how awesome it is. Snaggy, yes, the Sportster was an 883. I don't think they've changed, right? The Sportster's still 883. Belt drive on the right. I don't know, since I got out of riding, and I'm not really that up to date on it. But I mean, I can still tell my panhead from a shovelhead from an Evolution. I still know what's what. Dad made us. He made us do it. I didn't want to. Gino didn't want to. Here, we're going to put together this. We're looking at Gino down there. We're going to put together this carburetor. Get over here. Change the chain on a bike. This is how James Cameron got the idea for Terminator. Saw your dad joking with love. I appreciate it. I mean, I get sad because I miss him, and because, he made stupid decisions. But I had a sense of humor about it, primarily because Dad did. He had a sense of humor about all of it. Moonlight, bikes are for guys who already put their children through college. That's fair. Trab just builds them now. No more riding. Test runs up and down the street. I think that's cool. If I lived somewhere rural, I'd have a bike where it's just you. But definitely Vegas, forget it. And Pop was on Long Island. Forget it. AJ's Pops was a badass. He was a Superman. Annalie, Happy New Year all. Let's hope for a better one. I hope you didn't have a bad 2025. Mine was okay. 2024 wasn't that great, but 25 was all right. Hey, Frank, send Hecklefish my regards. You got it.
Hey, pretty smart for a human.
Mr. D Spark on the weed, Happy New Year to you. Rosalind never did dirt bikes. Even if we wanted to, Dad would have never let us ride dirt bikes. He was too much of a Harley guy. He got the little Kawasaki just for us to zip around on. Gino, you never rode that little Kawasaki that Dad got, did you? Gino's there. No audio. All right. I don't think Gino ever got into it. He might have been at college. Jane, Long Island is the worst for riding a bike. It really is. That second one was at the intersection in 25A. If you know up there, 25A out east. Very dangerous. A Dreadnought, if you're hypothetically to get a bike, what would I get? Haven't really thought about it. It would be a Harley, of course. But like I said, I'm behind on the models. The last bikes I really remember detail are like the FLH TC, the Police Special was Dad's last bike. So I remember those. What do you got there, Gino?
Can you hear
Your
me
audio's on. I hear you, but you're camera's frozen. I don't know if you're frozen for everybody, but you're frozen for me.
Give me
Yeah,
1 second. Pull me back up in 1 second. I got it.
All right. Intergalactic new flying car. I've been looking at some of those. There's 2 companies now. It's basically a big drone. And man, I've been thinking about it because I don't want to say they're not that expensive because they're expensive, but they're as expensive as like an expensive car, but it's a flying car. But then I'm thinking, if a motorcycle is dangerous, a flying car can't be that safe. Oh, you got the lawman, you got the colors.
Yeah.
That's not the official vest, right? I don't think you ever pledged. Oh, that's great. I don't know what that is, but I want.
It's a bunch of his old T-shirts that Alex had made into this for me.
Amazing. I love it. How many Harley shirts did he have?
I mean, he had more than one dresser.
When he died, that had to be the thing he had the most of. Harley shirts and like old bike parts that he would never throw away. He wouldn't throw anything away. Yeah, Lawman is still going strong. Blue Knights is huge though.
Yeah.
Blue Knights is huge. But they didn't like all those Hondas in there. And then they started letting in like auxiliary cops and stuff. Let me drop you down because it's a little loud. Yeah, that's good stuff. A couple of shield numbers I don't recognize there. Oh, those are buddies, I guess.
Yeah, that's some of the shirts for his fallen buddies.
Good shirts. Yeah, Dad's shield was 3327. So you never rode that Kawasaki Dad got, right? I think you were at college.
Yeah, I mean, he got into that accident while we had it, so I never got on it. And once the accident happened, I don't think anyone would have let us on it.
Let us on. Dad was in the hospital 15 months. Nobody was in charge. All right, Gino, you got any stories today? I'm going to drop you down for a bit, but you got any stories tonight?
I don't have any story hour, but I do have one thing I think that's important to bring up. Jack Valet just recently was on Weaponized podcast, and he said that he is aware that over 20 years
ago. All right, hang on to that. So you got Jacques Vallée, the astronomer, and he's got some stuff to talk about. I'll bring you back in a bit. We'll get into that. Abundantly just played Auld Lang Syne on the piano. Very nice. Very nice. Let's do another check on Times Square. The Bull. Make sure I'm live. That audio comes through. So what do we got? A little bit under 2 hours. I think Seacrest is still going. I think Seacrest is still doing his thing. That guy's a warrior. Valonaut Air Bike. I don't think I know that one, Scott. Figment's 20 minutes of fly time. No thanks. Yeah, that is a problem. And, good luck getting, I don't know, airspace or permission. I don't know how they're going to handle it. Oh, good question. We'll bring Gino back up for this question. Did you ever drink that last Go Girl?
Still in the office.
Go Girl.
It's just aging like a fine wine. I guess we're about 4 or 5 years out at this point.
All right, Go Girl still in the office. Where are you? Are you in town?
Yeah, I'm around.
If you want to come by here, come on by.
I appreciate it. Maybe I'll see you later.
All right. I'll drop him down for just a bit. I don't know what they're showing here. I don't know what that was. Seacrest must take Adderall or something. For sure. For sure. I think Gino got his mic fixed there, OG. All right, a couple of super chats. The Shitty Schmitty, Happy New Year to you. Appreciate the $2.99. Rev saying, can't wait for the basement. We're shooting the first one, I think, Monday. I think we're shooting the first one Monday. And Man, we're shooting a bunch in January. I've got a beast. I've got a beast of January. 'Cause we're shooting, I think, 4. I'm just looking at the calendar. I think we're shooting 4 basements. I got 3 episodes coming, maybe 4 Wild Files episodes, some campfire stories, and then I got Tucker. So I'm gone like the 18th to the 21st to hop on Tucker's show, but I don't know if when he airs those, and I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but that is coming. So the basement is coming very, very soon. I hope you like it. Kind of nervous about it. Chief Navy, slow mo the chat, please. It's on slow mode, so you can only send a message every 60 seconds. I mean, do you guys want me to slow it down some more? I can slow it down. Derek Bridge, I notice you. If you tag me, I'll notice you easier. But that one slipped by. I got you. Dan, talk about World Trade Center 6. I'm going to do a whole episode on 9/11. It's one of the things that I want to talk to Tucker about, because now that he's covered it, I think we can do it. How does Gino look and sound so much more Italian, New York Italian than AJ? Aren't y'all brothers? I think we look alike. I was a young actor, so when I went to my first acting teacher, when I was a teenager, I forget what I performed, but you have to do like a monologue to get into the class. I got in, so I did the monologue. This is Michael Blinderman, rest in peace. He was amazing. So I did my monologue, and he goes, "I can tell you're very talented, but I can't understand a word you're saying." So, I forget what it was because my accent was so thick. But fortunately, Michael was also a speech therapist. So he helped me get rid of my accent, but it still slips in if I drink. If I'm hanging out with Gino, it'll slip out there. Certainly when it was me, Gino, and Dad hanging out, eating Five Guys or whatever, I would talk like that just the whole time. It would just be Bronx the whole time. But yeah, so I lost the accent. And Michael, he taught me to do some different accents and voices and stuff. B Kelly, how do you tag? Just hit the @ and then type the person's handle, and you can tag them. Hail Space Panda says Jackson Kegel. Tina, I don't remember my monologue. I don't remember what it was from. I do remember some lines from it. I'm not going to do it now because I don't remember all of it, but I don't remember where I got it from. Because I was taking classes in New York City at just random places, so I pulled it from there. Michael's class was one-on-one or one on just 2 or 3 of us. It was pretty cool. I don't think I ever told the story about how I was very close to being cast on Beverly Hills 90210. I auditioned for the casting director at the time was Sid Levin. I auditioned out in Long Island, and I forget exactly what happened, but I mean, I crushed it. And she said, I wish I would have met you a few weeks ago because I'm putting together this show about kids in Beverly Hills, and you would be perfect for this part. It was the part David. I forget. I used to watch it, but I forget. And I was like, oh, that's too bad. And then later on, the show blew up. Michael even had some of the cast come in. Priestley came in and talked to us. It was super fun. But that's been my career the whole time since then, because I was a teenager. Since then, I've always been second. I always came in second. MTV, when I was I was a teenager, auditioned for MTV. I lost that gig to Jay Moore. I forget what it was. It might have been like a lip sync show or something. I lost that gig to Jay Moore, and I teased him about it a little bit when he was in the studio, because of course Gino knows everybody. So I came in second, Jay Moore, and second, all the way through. I got to LA, and another show I was screen testing for. I had the gig. It was for CBS. I'm screen testing like on the lot at CBS, ready to go. Agents are very excited. Like I got this thing booked. And then one of the guys from The Bachelor just is like, oh, I want to do it. And then I lost that gig. Always second. You got to keep swinging, though. C Dubious and everyone else, congratulations on another successful rotation around our star. That just makes me nervous when you say it that way. You know, I'm afraid of impacts and stuff. Eric, can you do an episode on Las Vegas aliens? We are going to cover that. We were talking about that just the other day. I'll roll it into an episode with some other sightings. But that's a good one because there's real footage and it's body cam footage. So it's legit real, where you even see the cops going, I don't know what that is. And that was the green meteor, a green object. I don't know why my TV just came on. Is this house haunted? It was the green meteor, and I'd never seen green shooting stars or meteors or anything until within the last 2 years. And now I see them. I've seen 2 or 3 since I've been here. Bright. And now, of course, the first thing I think of is I wonder what backyard that alien just landed in. Eric, you're very welcome. Happy New Year to you, Shannon. Whale Tail. Jason, say hi to your wife for me. Fast Hemi going for Blorpus. Warwick, the CIA are watching me. It's either the CIA are watching me or I am CIA. That's the comments that I get. Thoughts on American Sasquatch and the Pleiades documentary. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list. I'm where to look at that because I like David Pleiades, please. I like him. I like Missing 411. I don't really like Bigfoot. I don't really like Bigfoot stories. I talk about them because people do. But I will watch that. Privacy, looking forward to the campfire stories. Let me see if I can get you some. I'll tell you which ones I did. You just pretend to care. Just pretend to care. All right. We're doing Rain Man, the Possession of Don Decker. And Gino, just nod if you know these. The Possession of Don Decker is a crazy one. Doing a campfire story about the Black-Eyed Kids. Gino knows that one for sure. The Village of the Dead. It's kind of a cool title, but that's really the Kersey time slip story. Campfire story, Phone Calls from the Dead. That's the Charles Peck story. Charles is on the Metrolink in LA. I remember this. Train crash. He dies. But after he dies, he starts calling all his loved ones. And for 11 hours, he calls his fiance, his parents, his siblings, his kids. And he's dead the whole time. But because of the phone calls, they're able to triangulate his phone. And rescue workers go in there and they find Charles. I'm going to spoil it right now, but that's okay. They find Charles, but they never find the phone. They just never find the phone. Campfire, The Heart of Sonny Graham. So that's what I was talking about earlier. This is a heart transplant where the memories of the guy who had the heart get transferred into Sonny, which in the 90s they discovered is kind of a thing because the heart has neurons just like the brain. So I think it's in something like 90% of heart transplant cases. They did a study, 73 people. 90% of the 73 saw personality changes, preferences in food, preferences in music, changes in temperament, and memories. There was one kid, it is kind of creepy, and that's what these campfire stories are just creepy stories. There was one kid, I think he was 4, had a heart transplant from another kid about his age, but the kid with the new heart didn't know anything about the donor. You're 4. They're not going to sit you down and say, here's what happened. But the kid with the new heart said, tell Timmy to be careful that he doesn't fall down, and tell Timmy to stay away from Power Rangers. And they were like, what? They don't know what any of that is. It turned out that he got the heart from a kid named Timmy, who died when he fell off a ledge reaching for a Power Ranger toy. Crazy. And the last one I shot is the campfire story for the unfavorable semicircle, which is a crazy, weird YouTube internet mystery. So the campfire stories, at least so far, and I've got 28 written. 6 are shot, 28 are written. They're all true and they're all unsolved. So that's why there's no real debunk. There are hundreds of sightings of these kids, and they're so creepy. And the Kersey time slip, I covered a little bit in the time slip episode, which was a fun one. This one goes into more detail about what they saw when they went into the village, the smells. It was like frozen in time. Kind of a cool story. Possession of Don Decker. Possession of Don Decker is a crazy one. I titled it Rain Man. Possession of Don Decker is rain. This is a true story. Rain forms in the air around this man wherever he goes. Wherever he goes. He goes to prison inside a concrete cell with no windows, no pipes or anything, concrete. It rains on him. And this is documented. Corrections officers, all of this. One officer goes in because Don is screaming. He's freaking out. He's screaming for the guards. So one of the officers goes in, and his name is Welbort. Welbort goes in there, sees all the water, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He thought he was just messing with him, like it was a toilet or something, but it wasn't. Don was just sitting on his bunk like a crazy person, and it's just raining in the cell. So the officer goes in there. Everything's dry, but he's getting wet. And then word quickly spreads through the cell block, of course. And the warden, he was technically a lieutenant, says, "Bring this Decker guy over," because he doesn't believe any of this. And the lieutenant sits Decker down and says, "Okay, make it rain. Make it rain in here." And Don just goes really still and starts concentrating. And there's a captain standing right here. So there's witnesses to all this. The captain standing right here is kind of watching. And then bloop, water right on his chest. Bloop. He's just getting wet. And it just starts bloop, it just starts raining in the room. And it took like 2 days, and they just let this guy out of jail. It wasn't like a hardcore criminal. He was just a kid. I think he bought stolen property off the back of a truck or something. Like, who hasn't done that? And they just let this guy just go away. And the rain phenomenon never really stopped. It just kind of settled down. I won't spoil the story because we're probably going to release this week. But this turns out to be another real phenomenon. I forget, there's a name for it. Let me get the name because I forget. I try to do that in all these episodes also, is I'll tell the spooky story, and then rather than debunk it, I'll tell you why it's true. The name for this is recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis, RSPK. It's been documented over 100 times. So it happens when someone grows up with extreme trauma and they have no outlet for it. And then later in life, that trauma manifests itself as psychokinesis. And in Don's case, it was rain and kind of like possession. I'm spoiling the whole story, but that's okay. It's just us. Because while he's in the room with the lieutenant, the captain, 2 officers witnessing all of this, this is all documented. All these stories, go Google them, and you'll see unsolved, unsolved, unsolved. While they're in there and it's raining, Don starts like rocking back and forth. His eyes roll back. He's smiling this crazy smile, and suddenly scratches just open up on his neck, and he just starts bleeding. And they don't know what to do. They grab like gauze. They're wrapping him up, to stop the bleeding, and then scratches appear across his face. Just these lines. They would just watch his face open up. And I have some quotes from the officers. Like Welbort said, "I've been a cop for 12 years, never seen anything like this. The water fell, but there was no source." They brought in the lieutenant. They're trying to figure this out. They're calling doctors, scientists. Nobody really believes them. So they call the one person, in the facility that they think can help. They call the prison chaplain. And the prison chaplain shows up and he's like, oh, no, this is because he's speaking in tongues. It's like possession. It's like exorcist. And the prison chaplain starts reciting this prayer. And halfway through the prayer, his throat closes like Vader, just, and he never gets the prayer out. The chaplain choked mid-prayer. Whatever held Don Decker was stronger than God. That's how that scene ends. On the streams, I used to read these scripts live for you guys. If you want, and people seem to like it, I'm going to start a poll. Want me to read any campfire stories tonight? Give me a sec. All right, I'll drop a poll in there. We'll see what you guys want to do. Because I have some show prep, but it's mostly just the same stuff from last week. Let me see if I can get that up there. There we go. Yeah, it's really just the same stuff. For stories, we've got the UFO UAP report surge in underwater objects. That might be worth talking about. When we bring Gino up, we can go through some of these. Arctic frozen reef ecosystem, get into that. Epstein files declassification. We could talk about that if you guys want to. The most distant supernova at cosmic dawn. Maya founder's tomb with jade mask. Tutmosis tomb discovery. We talked about that last time. Still cool. 20 new deep sea species. I don't care about that. Quantum spin liquid breakthrough. That was from an older story from a week or two ago, but I'm interested in that. Oh, but this is the inside baseball. This is my prep kit, which I hardly ever use. I spend all this time prepping for the show and I never do it. I just end up talking to you guys and super chatting, and listening to Gino's stories. And you know what? I think it works. I think it works just fine. High Society, let's go. Bring me back to the OG Y-Files. Cool. I mean, I'm looking at the poll and it's 91% say, hell yeah, son, creep me out. So we'll let that go to maybe 2,000 votes to see, because you guys are quick on the draw. I know that you're fans. I hope you like the campfire stories. There's no jokes. Hecklefish isn't in these. Which was a hard decision because I really like him there. But I felt like a couple of the stories, even after spending time writing and researching them, during the performance, as I'm reading the prompter, a couple of them were giving me chills still. It just says Mr. Ballin is OG. That's legit. That's legit. He was here a long time. He paved the way for a lot of us. Daniel, why do you have so many chairs? It's a bar. It's a bar. So if people are here hanging out, they can sit. That's all. Most bars have chairs, right? I don't have anything in MH370, but we'll probably cover it at some point. Word is 2026, but no promises of disclosure. No disclosures coming. Kevin, Shroud of Turin is one of my favorites. I'll probably do it because we have some new information. So I think I will cover it. Yeah, see, now more people are voting, so more people are saying no. More people saying no, but we'll see. And just so you know, if it helps your vote, the campfire stories are about 7 minutes, 7-8 minutes. So you know what? I'll get these set up so I can just dive in. If we're going to do these, I'll dive into to what I think are the strongest ones first. That's how you have to do it in show business, right? You start with the strongest stuff. Yeah, so we have Unfavorable Semicircle, The Heart of Sonny Graham, Phone Calls from the Dead, The Village of the Dead, which is just a time slip, but it's creepy. Black Eyed Kids, which isn't my favorite, and the Rain Man story. And they all start the same way. Gather round. This happened. Of course, disclosures coming in 2026, says Hank. The Spielberg movie with the big laughy face. I get your sarcasm. I could do a whole long episode on Spielberg, but I would hear from his lawyers. And I'm not looking to go toe to toe with a billionaire. You know, I'm not afraid of Dan Crenshaw, but I'm not messing with Spielberg. I have to check in with Sean to see how that lawsuit's coming along. But I would wager all the secret gold coins that I have stashed in case of the apocalypse. I would wager all those gold coins that lawsuit's going nowhere. Rim, how about a Legend of the Two Suns or Two Moons being recorded in the last 10 years? I would get into that. Now, if you want, if you have topic suggestions, here is not the place, by the way. I mean, you can, but things move so fast that I don't take notes during these. I do during the Patreon streams, by the way. So if you're a Patreon member, I guess I'm doing a plug. We do live streams for Patreon members, and instead of 7,500 people, there's usually 75 people. A busy one would be 100. Now never talk about the Clintons, son of Emer Project. Now I keep my notebook open for topics. So we get a lot of topics from the Patreon AMAs, but here it just goes too fast. So thewhyfiles.com/tips. You can email team@thewhyfiles.com. We read those. If you hop on Discord, if you open a ticket with a topic suggestion, we see those. Or on the official Reddit, you just start a new post and there's flair for topic suggestion. We read those. Cynthia loves her Patreon subscription. I'm glad you do. We have a lot more content coming for you, I promise. Phineas Patreon streams rock. They're a lot of fun because everybody's camera is on, including the members. So we get to see everybody. Shout out to the mods working on a New Year's Eve. Sanzel is here. Mary Jane is here. I'm looking to see what other mods I missed. Shout out to the mods, and mods, be careful with the with spamming links, because I think Mischief got in trouble for that. So I appreciate the plugs, but just be careful. Just be careful with those. All right, I'm not seeing anybody yet. I can only scroll back so far. Beezy's here. Mary Jane. Beezy's always very solid. I wouldn't be surprised if AC isn't here. You see AC a lot on the 24/7 stream. Razzle, yay mods. Not Lauren, very reliable. She's always on the 24/7s. Paul says, my ball just dropped. It was a happy new year. Good to hear, Paul. Paul, the biggest supporter of the channel since the beginning. Johan Brun, 3409, 699 Canadian. You've entertained me and kept me company all week while I get over this horrible flu. Thank you. You're very welcome. Hope you're feeling better. Flu sucks. Flu is terrible. Worse than COVID. Killed more people than COVID. Jane Shell, 2447, $10. Thank you so much for getting my calendar here before Christmas. You're welcome. The team worked really hard to get that stuff out in time for the holidays. I think I think it's right up to like the 22nd. Merch was landing in time for Christmas, and the calendars came out great, better than I even expected. I think they're just about sold out if you want those, and I don't know if I can even find them because I never go on the store. Wi-Fi's calendar. All right, so we do have some left. They're on sale. You know what that means? That means we've got to get rid of them for $20. They're worth $20, I promise. There's that, Lauren. Here's to an amazing 2026. Happy New Year's. Same to you. Thanks for hanging out on the 24/7 stream so much. I appreciate that. And after we're done here, you guys will be redirected to the 24/7 stream if you want to see what's happening over there. It's a lot of fun. Melissa Barrows, 8189 for 2. Hi, everyone. Today is my birthday.
Do we have a birthday here?
Yes, we have a birthday here.
Birthday where?
Birthday here.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, Melissa. Bo says, orbs are real. See Avatar. Ooh, is that a real orb? We're going to be talking about orbs on the basement this in a couple of weeks. A man who can summon them. If I could summon orbs, I don't know if I'd want to. You guys would summon orbs, though. Dr. G, New Year's live stream. This is like a second Christmas.
I like the way this human thinks.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. Oh, there's all the birthday wishes for Melissa. You guys are the best. John says 7.4 thousand watching, only 4.3 thousand likes. Let's go. You know what? I'm not going to complain about that. That's a pretty good ratio. That's a pretty good ratio. You know, in YouTube land, in the analytics, if you get like 5% likes, that's very strong. So if we're getting 60, I'm not going to complain. Earbuds keep falling out, but it's not professional.
Could you just one time conduct this live stream in a professional manner?
Tammy says, Happy New Year. I was curious, when you were little, what did you all want to be when you grew up? I mean, you start out just wanting to be a cop until you're around a lot of cops. And then you're like, although I almost did it. I was just 2 days away from signing a contract and going on. Like, when I was little, I don't know. I don't know what we really talked about. I know Gino liked animals. He wanted to be a vet. I can't see Gino going to med school. I mean, he can't go to med school. Not with all that weed. There's too much studying. I'm watching your face, Gino. I see him. But I don't know. We're probably just the same kid stuff. Policeman, fireman. My family wanted me to be an astronaut. I don't know why. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of heights. I can't be an astronaut. Super Bob for 10. Now, I wasn't afraid of heights as a kid, though. That came later. Wonder why. Been around since year 2 when things were really janky. I hope to be in a position to finally be able to support you financially in Patreon this year. Thanks for all the hard work you and your team do. Thanks for the $10, Bob. You could have got 3 months of Patreon with that. But if money's tight, hold on to it. Hold on to it, please. Just watching is good enough for me. Jeremy, thank you for the 5. Happy New Year's, Wi-Files. # we want the basement. It's coming. Tammy's back. Also, hi, Mom. I love you. I'm so glad I made you obsessed with this show, too. Hi, Mom. Mom is the best. Remy saying # Hecklefish for president. Me for VP. I would never make it through. They would never let me serve in a public office. Although I'd be down to do it because then you get that cool stock information, right? I want some of those stock tips, those Pelosi Crenshaw stock tips. Remember, let's not be worried or concerned about millionaires who become politicians. Let's be concerned with politicians who become millionaires. Here's Dr. D-Rock for 50. You know what that means. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Human, I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough. Tipping, as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, 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 it's fun to tip the FISH. It's fun to tip the FISH.
When I run those, I think about the people who are here for the first time, how weird this must be. This is such a weird stream. I don't mind it. Dr. D, Happy New Year to all. Thank you for your kindness and efforts in making amazing content that gets us asking the important questions. We all appreciate you very much. That's very kind, Dr. D. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the generous donation. All right, super chats. All right. caught up on those. Checking on the poll, we are 87-13. All right, so if Campfire wins, which it looks like it's going to, because we have about a third of our viewers voting. If you're voting no, remember they're short. They're short, and I won't read them back to back. I'll do one. If you like it, we'll do it again. You know, maybe I'll run another poll. Like yes, sir. I'll take another. I never heard of Buckazoids, Matt, but email that in. I'm curious. Eric says, first time. Yeah, my first time. And after watching so many episodes, nah, not that weird anymore. LOL. Yeah, you kind of figure it out. The comment I see all the time is, I hated Hecklefish at first, and now I can't imagine the show without him. That is not an unusual comment. Gino, you get your camera fixed? Because you've been frozen down there. Frozen like I'm in a cursey time slip right now. Oh, he just left. He just dropped off. There's Marcus. As a diehard introvert, thank you for spending New Year's Eve with us. I'm the same, man. So I feel you. I'm happy to do this. If you watch the holiday streams, you see that they come in here and drag me out. Very rarely I'm like, all right, well, that's a wrap. Happy holiday. They usually come into the bar here and they pull me away and I'm like, just 5 more minutes. Because I can hear all the people out there. Let me see if I can see them. Maybe I'll throw a camera on these guys. Nah, you won't be able to see them through the courtyard. 1% to tips, says Obtuse Man. I don't know if you guys saw that video I did for Christmas. I was trying to do a Christmas message. I couldn't really think of one, but the 1% is, yeah, if you have the means, if you're getting by, set aside 1% of your income, gross or net, however you want to do it. Set aside that 1% and tip the people at the end of the year who took care of you all year. So for me, that's a lot of people that make my life easier. So what UPS guy, garbage man, mailman, my dry cleaner, the woman who like hems my pants and fixes my shirt so I don't look so old and fat. I tip her well. You got to tip her well because she makes me look thinner. So take care of those people. They're very important. And you'll be surprised at how surprised they are to be appreciated. Will says, good evening, Happy New Year. Same to you. Just putting 1979 in there, your birth year, just as a taunt to all us Gen Xers. Happy New Year's, Nick Tesla. I'm a big fan of your work. Keela says, I feel like the Basement Podcast is what's going to put the Wi-Fi's into Art Bell territory. I love how humble you are, but keep saying it because that's what they see. Yeah, I don't know. Those shoes are way too big to fill, but I do appreciate it. The Wi-Fi, the Basement, I guess, is going to be very Art Bell-like because I'm not going to do confrontational interviews. I'm not going to debate. If we have someone on there who's saying like really outlandish stuff, I'll press a little bit, but more about how did you arrive at this conclusion? That everybody has the ability to levitate. All right, well, a lot of hosts would I don't know, be a jerk about it. No, we can't. There's no evidence. What's your proof? I'm not going to do that. Instead, I just want to know, all right, how do you get from not really believing or understanding that to believing it? Walk me through the process. Still, your seamstress isn't your wife? No. I drag her sewing machine around the house. She never uses it. I still have curtains dragging on the floor here. Are you supposed to be live on Patreon? No. All I can find is a poster saying you're running behind. No. K-Dub born in 81, just rubbing it in. WT, have you thought about some basement shows where you take phone calls like Art Bell? I probably wouldn't do phone calls, especially like Art Bell, who didn't screen the calls. That would be crazy to do now. I don't want to deal with Baba Booey calls or haters. But Gino and I will probably going to do some shows live where we'll take questions from the chat. those will be a little bit safer. We can mod those. So Gino and I are working on that format where he'll probably come in with some weird stories, some crazy videos, and then together, all of us in the chat will just go through, see what we can debunk, what we can't, just kind of dig into the stories. We'll do that together. And I want to do it live because you guys will be able to point us in directions that maybe I wouldn't see. So I know there's going to be people going, no, that's true. Go look at this one. Look at this video. Look at that one. Gary, you remember the Baba Booey phone calls? Jaster, Book of Seth would be a great topic, but you got to email that in because I'm not going to remember. All right, where's Gino's back? Rodney, here's a little bit for Hecklefish's next investment. He buys a lot of crypto. I'm not giving advice. Just telling you what he does. He's hodl. He's hodl all day long. The Slimer, thanks for that compliment. You're very, very kind. Solomon, no more beavers. I don't know. I love the beavers. We're going through the comments to see beavers, yes or no, but Morgan just makes me laugh. Hi, EFR432. I see you. There's Sober. Happy New Year's. There's Luna. What are your thoughts on the show, Mr. Robot? I feel like it would appeal to the conspiracy theories. Also, Happy New Year. I love that show. I thought it was a great show. Very well performed. But, anything, Christian Slater's the best, man. Anything with him, I'll watch. Ghost Rider, can I come and interview you about Hecklefish? A loan shark gave me some info on his habits. Oh, no, man, we can't do that. We're going to get him in trouble. Hecklefish should do a live chat. Maybe. Timothy says more beavers. I like where you're at. Kathleen, thank you for that. I'm going to have to fix these headphones. They're driving me nuts. Keith, appreciate the 5. More beaver, more beaver. Robert Clark, that's always in my head when I think about Mr. Robot. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo. Domo, domo. Ramos, first time watching a stream, long time sub. This is all it really is. Like it doesn't get better. It doesn't get worse, but it doesn't get better. It's not.
Hey, kids at home, if you want to learn how to do a professional live stream, watch something else. This ain't it.
Southside Love from Chicago. Love that city. Haven't been there in a while, but I love that city. Amanda says, bring back the echo. That's from the beginning of the show. I just couldn't get the audio right, which tracks. That's normal. Gary, Hecklefish for president. I'd like to see that. And we got No Name Jack for $100.
I'm so tired, I'm a human. We've been together too long. I should have my own show. The moron says I am wrong.
Here's Gino.
So while he lay there sleeping, I had my laptop in bed. So I logged into Reddit. There was a message that read, do you want to be on YouTube? Do you like to entertain? Come and be my co-host. You only need half a brain. If you like aliens and pyramids, conspiracies get you high, then you're the co-host I'm looking for. Message me and apply.
No Name Jack. Happy New Year's, everyone. I love that one. Thanks for doing this and allowing us to hang out with y'all as my very considerate neighbors light fireworks all night, scaring my dogs. So annoying, right? I have the most annoying dogs next door. At least I can use this for an excuse to stay in for the night. All the best for 2026. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. Very, very generous donation. Let's see what's going on in New York. There's the bull. Hang on, just clearing out some super chats here. Got those, got those. Let's see. Gino having technical difficulties. You switched it up.
I used a different computer. Is this working?
Yeah, you're up. You're up. You sound good. You're not frozen.
All right.
Did you ever do Times Square New Year's? I don't think we ever did together.
No, not together, but I have done a bunch of times. And of course, that was before cell phones. And one time I got separated from my group and could never link back up. So I went and met our friend Patrick because I knew where he was going. He went to a club called The Bank. So I met him there and we ended the night there.
The Bank, where was that? I remember being drunk there.
I forget.
Did you go down? Did you go downtown?
Yeah, I don't think The Bank was downtown. I feel like it was near 19th Street. I could be wrong. It's again, it's hard for me to remember. Those Limelight years, they're pretty hazy.
The Limelight years are hazy. I think Limelight was was second and 22nd. If you guys don't remember the Limelight, that was in New York City. They converted a church into a club, and it was a great club. You see live music there, and in the stairwell, these little rooms and couches, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And Gino, didn't you like tear a speaker down at the Limelight?
Yeah, what happened was I was with Patrick again, me, Patrick, Mike Cannon. We were at Limelight to see a Nitzer Ebb concert, and you were able to kind of scale the walls a little because they had like big pillars. So I was standing on like the molding of a pillar, like 6 feet above everyone, where my feet were like at their head levels. And eventually it just crumbled. The whole pieces of concrete crumbled underneath me, and I fell and was laid out. Thank God for Patrick pulling me up and getting me kind of into the crowd while the security's running over, trying to find me to get kicked out. Got lucky, but that was a great show. Nitzer Ebb concert.
Nitzer Ebb, I've seen a couple of times. It's a good show. I think best show I saw there was with Pat. Hanging out with Pat always ended up with someone on the floor. You ever notice that? It was usually him. Usually him. I mean, there was one night we were both on the floor. I think we took the train in the Long Island Railroad, and he got so sick on the train, and we just watched this puddle of vomit just slide up and down the train. Just every stop would roll forward, and the next it would just watching which just made everything worse. Because we had got Penn Station pizza. You remember Penn Station pizza? You get a giant slice for $1.
Yeah.
So he had the bag. It came in like the thinnest bag, and he's trying to throw up in the bag, and it's just a mess. And he wouldn't let the bag go because he said, I don't want to litter. And I'm like, dude, you just ruined this whole. People won't even sit near us. And he's like, no, I don't want to litter. So he had a soggy, vomit-soaked bag that he just held on to. Pat was a good time. Rest in peace. Pat died in the line of duty, serving diplomatic service down in Colombia. So rest in peace. You can see his flag is on my wall, actually.
Yeah, I think we have a picture of him guarding the Dalai Lama on the set.
We do.
Yeah.
In fact, the Dalai Lama loved Pat so much that whenever he would come to New York, he always requested Pat for personal protection for PPD. Always wanted Pat. A good time. And one of the last times I saw it, I'm like, hey, can you get me to meet Dalai Lama? It'd be awesome. And he's like, no, man, no, you can't. No, you can't meet Dalai Lama.
That's a big ask.
Yeah, it turns out it was a big ask. He's the leader of 1 billion people. He don't want to talk to you. The Googs for a 5. Echo is from her not muting stream on her end. Oh, we're doing some tech support. Okay. And it's coming from the speakers on her mic. She should either mute the live stream or use a headset. No, it wasn't her fault, Googs, but I appreciate that. It was my fault. Because I popped in my earbuds and that screwed up my sound settings. So I had to fix it. Tammy spreading the love. Spreading memberships like a virus. Vegas, it's raining in Summerlin. Let me check if you're right about that. I don't think it is. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Shout out Summerlin. Beautiful, beautiful city. Yeah, I say I'm in Vegas, but I'm not really in Vegas. I'm in the burbs. There's Army for 10. I need a talking Hecklefish plushie in Canada. Those are coming. I need this now. Also, Happy New Year. Love from Canada. Yeah, we love our Canadian fans. We haven't shipped to Canada or overseas because the shipping was so expensive, like stupid expensive. And in the early days of the merch store, when I was running it myself, I would see people like, I don't know, not even in like a weird country. No offense if you're in a weird country, but someone in like France would order 2 shirts for $40 and the shipping would be $65, $80. Now, nobody complained, but I always felt like it's a scam almost. But we don't get that money. That's charged from the t-shirt company. So I just turned off all outside the US shipping just because I don't want people to think that I'm scamming. But prices have come down. They're still not great. COVID screwed up everything with logistics. It screwed up everything. Everything's too expensive now. And the gas prices. Hopefully that's coming down. I mean, here in Vegas, I'm seeing $2.69 gas. I haven't seen that in years. So hopefully that's going to get better. But we do start shipping to Canada very, very soon. All right, let's pop that down for a second. Well, Gino, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break to work on my Philosopher's Stone. If you want to carry it, or I can just drop you down. You want to carry it? All right. Now his mic is off.
Captain's log, stardate 10/09/46.44. The After Files live stream has proven itself once again to be extremely unprofessional.
Yeah, you're totally muted. So you see your little face down where all the squares are? If you watch next to your mic icon, you'll see the green dots, 1, 2, 3 green. If you ain't green, you ain't seen. All right.
How about
I'll
now?
be back.
Built-in mic?
Yeah. Now you're fixed.
All right.
And you know what it says?
It doesn't like a professional mic.
If you're on the Mac, you're on your Mac, right?
Yeah.
So the camera's better, and this built-in mic is better. It is.
All right.
You look and sound better. All right. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We're gonna go through. We'll do a campfire story. Looks like 86% say yes. I'll probably start with phone calls from the dead because that's a pretty good one. All right. I'll see you guys in just a minute.
I need some glasses here to read the chat. All right, looking good, Gino. Thanks, Cynthia. Appreciate it. Let's see. Gino is 5x5. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm into it.
It means they can hear you.
Oh, good. Well, I guess you're taking us with you to make your Philosopher's Stone. That's great. I'm into that. Thank you, Saxy Cat. Appreciate the love there. Happy New Year, Gino. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to all you guys. I'm sorry that I don't have a story hour prepared for you, but if anyone wants to hear any or even suggest any, I'm always looking for new stories, even if they can't become topics. I'm not going to drink that Go Girl at New Year's. I'm still holding out. You know, something big has to happen, and they're really going to have to force me to drink that because I'm probably going to get sick. I mean, we'll see. Gino Sans Vino. Yeah, I'm not a big alcohol drinker. So let's see. 5x5 is an Army radio thing. Okay. This chat is so fast. I'm trying to keep up. So thank you, Truth Archives. I appreciate the blessings. Llewellyn saw me on Carl Crusher's live. Man, I had a great time with Carl Crusher. I'll tell you. If you guys aren't watching him, you should. I went up to Utah with me, him, and Patrick from Vetted, and we were working on his psionics, on the psionics documentary for Vetted. And certainly while we were with Carl, I witnessed some really amazing things. We started out in the canyons in Utah, a lot of petroglyphs and things like that. Petroglyphs that you see all over the world, the same exact ones. And you can tell the difference between when they're showing a human and something else. So that was really interesting with Carl Crusher. We stayed there till the evening, and during the evening, we saw a ton of things in the air. Again, it'll all be in the documentary. I'm not saying they were all UFOs, but some were pretty anomalous. And then some other weird things we saw, like he said, you know, this on the mesa, or wherever, I guess it was a mesa we were on. He's like, at night, you'll see the whole thing will start to light up with mysterious lights. And, you know, we, me and Patrick kind of, you know, nodded to each other like, okay, we'll see. And sure enough, it happened. I mean, they weren't like super bright, you know, lights, but you were looking at it going, yeah, there's a green mist all over this mesa that just wasn't there 10 minutes ago. So really interesting, a lot of the stuff that we saw up there in Utah. And you guys should all check out his Psionics documentary coming out in a few months.
Who are we talking about?
Patrick Armstrong from Vetted. When
Vetted.
me and him went up to Utah, we were working with Carl Crusher, who works with a lot of the guys that are like summoning UFOs or orbs, I guess you would say.
Who do we have coming on that summons orbs?
Chris Bledsoe. So Chris, really amazing guy. I got to see him do some summoning personally. And again, I can't say for sure I'm looking at aliens or anything like that. And he's not going to tell you it's aliens. He just thinks that these orbs that he's able to summon through prayer, it is through prayer for him, that they show up. And certainly the government has been interested. Generals have been out there witnessing it, the phenomenon while he's doing it. NASA, Tim Taylor, a lot of you know, high-end people are witnessing his phenomena. And he has a prophecy that was downloaded to him that during Easter in Egypt, under the gaze of the Sphinx, one of the stars, Regulus, will turn a different color, and that shifts us into a new state.
All right, he's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and he's really a nice person.
All right, we'll roll a campfire story now. I'll read it live. So excuse my mistakes, Gene. I'm going to drop you down for a bit. And what are we at here? We're just under an hour for the ball to drop. So if you like the story, we'll run another poll to see if you want to hear another one. This is Phone Calls from the Dead. Campfire story. Campfire is coming out this week. Gather round. This happened. September 12th, 2008. The 4:22 p.m. Metrolink left Union Station packed with commuters. Charles Peck stood in the aisle of the front car. He was 49 years old. He texted his fiancée, Andrea, "I'm almost there." That was the last message he ever sent. Minutes later, the commuter train slammed head-on into a Union Pacific freight train, both traveling over 40 miles per hour. Combined impact speed, 80 miles per hour. Charles Peck died instantly. 12 hours later, his family sat in a living room watching the news footage of the wreckage. Then Andrea's phone lit up on the table. The caller ID said Charles. We think of telephones as everyday things, plastic and glass, good for ordering pizza or doom scrolling through social media. But since their invention, people suspected they could serve another purpose. Nikola Tesla built a radio to reach the spirit world. Thomas Edison believed he could do the same. He called it a spirit phone, a device to bridge this world and the next. In 1920, Edison told Scientific American he'd been working on an apparatus to see if it's possible for personalities which have left this earth to communicate with us. He died in 1931 without completing it, or so his assistant said. But these calls do happen. In 1979, researchers published the first comprehensive study of phone calls from the dead. They documented over 100 cases. 72% occurred within 24 hours of death. 89% featured heavy static or poor connection quality. And 94% described voices as distant, mechanical, or hollow. And the average call duration was 6 to 15 seconds. The pattern was clear, and the calls were real. But were they messages from beyond or something else? Sometimes the dead called to say goodbye. Sometimes they call with a warning. Dean Koontz is famous for writing horror novels, but his most terrifying story is one that he lived. Koontz was in his home office on a Tuesday afternoon in 1988, working alone in a quiet house. The phone rang, an unlisted number. He picked it up and heard that heavy, rhythmic static crackling through the receiver. Then a woman's voice cut through the noise. It was faint, but distinct. It sounded exactly like his mother. His mother had been dead for over a decade. Koontz didn't speak. He couldn't. The voice didn't say hello. It didn't ask how he was doing. It said only one thing, repeated in a flat tone. Be careful, Dean. Be careful. And it didn't sound like a recording. It sounded like a transmission from somewhere else. And then the line went dead. 2 days later, Koontz was visiting his father at a mental care facility. His father suffered from dementia. Koontz walked into the room, and his father looked at him, reached into a drawer, and pulled out a knife. The blade was 8 inches long and razor sharp. His father lunged and tried to stab him. Koontz caught his father's wrist inches from his chest. His father was 73 years old, but fought like a man possessed. It took 3 orderlies to pull them apart. Koontz wrestled the knife away. He subdued his father without getting hurt. If he hadn't been on edge, if he hadn't been warned, he might not have reacted fast enough. His mother reached across whatever separates the living from the dead to save her son's life. But Charles Peck wasn't calling to warn anyone. He wasn't calling to say goodbye. He was calling to lead them somewhere. The Chatsworth crash was the deadliest train accident in California history. I lived in LA at the time, and I remember it. The impact fused the trains together into a single mass of twisted steel. Fires burned for hours. Thick black smoke was visible for 20 miles. 2,500 gallons of diesel fuel leaked from ruptured tanks. The smell of burning plastic and diesel reached Northridge 6 miles away. Andrea was at the station waiting for Charles when the news broke. She drove to the crash site, but police held her back. She joined his parents, his brother, his sister, and his stepmother in a waiting area. They sat in that room for hours, terrified, waiting for the survivor list. Then they were waiting for the list of the dead. And then, in the middle of that silence, Andrea's phone rang. She looked at the screen. Charles. The room went still. She grabbed the phone with shaking hands and pressed answer. Charles, baby, are you there? She expected a voice, a cry for help, anything. She got static, that low, rhythmic hum, like wind blowing through a long tunnel, or someone trying to breathe through damaged lungs. The call lasted 6 seconds, then it dropped. The family stared at each other. Pocket dial? Glitch? Well, 5 minutes later, it happened again. This time, Charles' son's phone rang. Caller ID? Dad. He answered. Dad, where are you? Static. Heavy, hollow silence. Then the line went dead. Then his brother's phone rang. Then his stepmother's. For the next 11 hours, Charles' phone launched a desperate campaign. It called everyone he loved, his fiancée, his parents, his siblings, his children. 35 separate calls. Each time they answered, each time they screamed into the receiver, begging him to speak, begging him to tell them where he was. And each time they got that strange, hollow static. Well, to the family, this meant one thing. Charles was alive. He survived the crash. He was trapped in the wreckage, maybe pinned, maybe injured too badly to speak. But he was conscious. He was holding his phone, and he was pressing send. He was telling them he was still there. The family ran to the police station and shoved their phones in the officers' faces. It was still ringing. He's calling us. They said, look, he's calling right now. Well, this changed the entire operation. Before the calls, firefighters worked in recovery mode. They assumed everyone in the front car was dead, so they moved carefully, treating the wreckage as a crime scene. But if a survivor was calling out, this was now a rescue mission. The fire chief redirected 250 firefighters to the site. 50 paramedics stood by. They brought cutting equipment, jacks, cranes. Over 100 tons of steel had to be moved piece by piece without causing further collapse. Police contacted Verizon and traced the signal. Every call came from Peck's phone. Every ping came from the same location. The phone was broadcasting from the epicenter of the disaster, the lead passenger car, crushed to half its original size. The firefighters went back in. This work was dangerous. Wreckage twisted under immense pressure, fire still smoldering, and the air thick with smoke and the stench of burning plastic and diesel. But they had a target now. They cut through the steel. They lifted heavy debris. And every time the phone rang, they got a fresh ping. The signal guided them through tons of twisted metal. 35 calls, 35 pings. The rescue team worked through the night, exhausted, running on adrenaline and hope. At 3:28 a.m., 12 hours after the crash, the call stopped. The phone battery probably died or Charles passed out. But it didn't matter. They had his location. 1 hour later, just before dawn, they broke through the final layer of debris. They aimed their flashlights into the crushed car. The beam hit a man in a seat. It was Charles, and he didn't look injured, unconscious maybe. For a second, they thought they'd pulled off a miracle. They didn't. The rescue team rushed to him. Charles was still strapped into his seat, not pinned by machinery, not trapped under rubble. He didn't look hurt at all. They reached out and checked for a pulse. His skin was cold. Charles Peck was dead and had been for a while. The injuries were catastrophic. His chest was crushed. His spine was severed. Massive internal bleeding. His heart stopped instantly when the trains collided. The crash occurred at 4:22 p.m. Charles Peck died at 4:22 p.m. According to the medical examiner, brain function ceased the moment of impact. No suffering, no waiting for rescue, just instantaneous death. He was dead 12 hours before they found him. He was dead before the first call to Andrea. He was dead for the call to his son, the call to his brother, the call to his stepmother. Dead for every single one of the calls that guided the rescue team through the wreck. Now, the comfortable explanation is technical glitch. Maybe the impact short-circuited the phone. Maybe damaged wiring caused it to randomly dial contacts from his favorites list over and over for 11 hours. But there's a problem with that story. When firefighters found Charles, they wanted to secure his personal effects, especially the phone that guided the entire rescue operation. They checked his pockets, empty. They checked the floor around his seat, the seat pockets, the debris within arm's reach, no phone. They expanded the search, sifted through wreckage in every direction. They checked under seats and overhead compartments beneath debris, no phone. They swept the area with metal detectors. They photographed every piece of wreckage before moving it, standard protocol for securing evidence. They found his wallet. They found his keys. They never found the phone. The device that made 35 calls over 11 hours, the device that pinged cell towers and transmitted a signal strong enough to guide a rescue team through the wreckage, was gone. It wasn't in his hand. It wasn't in his pocket. It wasn't anywhere in the car. The signal came from his seat, but the source didn't exist. Charles Peck died instantly. No pulse, no brain activity, no phone. Yet for 11 hours, he reached out. He called the woman he was going to marry. He called the children he was. Once they did, he hung up. Now, we want to believe that when we die, we leave this world completely. But stories like this make you wonder if the connection is ever fully severed. Maybe in the static between stations, a signal still gets through. So tonight before you go to sleep, check your phone. Make sure it's charged. Make sure the volume is on. Because if it rings in the middle of the night and the caller ID shows a name you haven't seen in years, don't be afraid. Answer it. They might need your help, or you might need theirs. That's a campfire story, everybody. Andrew, enjoy the story. I'm glad you did. I like that one too. That's one of my favorites. Kurat, creepy makes you wonder. Yeah, so all the stories I'm picking are true and unsolved. Now, there may be, thank you for that, Coconut. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the story. I'll run it a poll, see if you want to do another one. It's unfortunately, or fortunately for you guys, that was a better reading than I did when I shot it last night, because I can't do these things on no sleep. Glad you liked it, Colt. You're supposed to have a flashlight under your nose for campfire stories. I tried to make the set kind of creepy. I actually tried the lighting underneath, but it was not. It was so unflattering. Like it wasn't scary. It was more like ugh. But I tried to make the set kind of dark, kind of creepy, and each story I do from a different location in the basement, so kind of mix it up a little bit. And I think we'll probably release these. I'm going to release these as solos. I don't know when we'll do that, but for now we're going to do 3 in an episode, so you'll get 3 campfires in a go, and I'm going to try and group them together so that they're sort of the same theme. So I picked 3 kind of spooky ghost stories like these, and 3 internet mysteries, which I thought are kind of fun. So like, and maybe I can do the Heart of Sonny Graham next as a creepy one. I can't really do Unfavorable Semicircle because you need video for that. Village of the Dead I can do. Black Eyed Kids I don't love. I'm not going to do that one tonight. And then we've got Rain Man. We'll keep those there. So we've got 3 in the hopper if you want them. Hey, thanks, No One Important. Appreciate you. B. Kelly says it's a good concept. I think so. But I don't know. I'm always wrong. I'll release something that I think is great and everybody's going to love and it just tanks. And then I'll release something that I'm like, it's fine. And then it does very well. So I still can't figure it out. So I'll just keep doing the topics you send in and some will hit, some won't. Hustle, I'm glad you enjoyed the story. See, it wasn't too long, not too painful. I don't know what that ran, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. And I promise the plugs at the end, I'm doing my best to keep those shorter so we don't have these 10-minute outros. You'll see me just like plowing through it, just mumbling my way. Intergalactic, I could do Black Eyed Kids. I could do it. I don't love it though. And I feel like it needs some visuals because I have some creepy visuals of Black Eyed Kids, but I'll pop it up there in the on deck circle if we want it. Hustler, you want Rain Man? That's a creepy story. Thanks, Stephanie. You're very nice. All right, we'll do a couple of super chats and see how that poll goes. I mean, look, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but during the reading, we picked up 1,000 new viewers, which is interesting. But that happens every time. That used to happen last time as well. I just want to see who that is. I don't know who that is. Singing. I don't know who that is. What are we at? We're T-minus. We're at 42 minutes to the ball. Evil Air, Happy New Year. Waiting on a new year. Weird and wonderful storytelling. Always have you on in the shop while I work. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Brian, thank you for the super sticker. There's the Googs again. Oh, we've got the Googs already, which means I'm behind. Let me clear some of those out. Matt, hi from York. Should visit UK sometime. It's on my list. It's on my list. I'd like to go up there, stay in a small village. I would check out London and the normal sites because I've never been to England. I've been to other parts of Europe, but never England. I'd check out the sites, but I really would like to just stay in a small village somewhere that has just the one pub and just go up to the pub every day. Sounds peaceful. Javier, saludos from Javi in Chihuahua. Good to see you, my friend. I have family down there. I have family in Mexico. That's why I feel I can get away with anything. Part of my family's Mexican, part of my family's Jewish, Italians, mix. I feel like I can say whatever I want, right? I try to be careful, but it's all love. There's Kara. Wish you all and the Wi Files the best new year to come. I adore this channel. He saved me at work with the 24 channel. Seriously, thank you. You're very welcome. That wasn't my idea. That was a Patreon member during one of our streams said that I should do that and just run the episodes 24/7 back to back. And I was like, who would watch that? Turns out thousands of people do. And I'm grateful for that. It's a lot of fun. There's a whole community over there. Not Lauren knows what I'm talking about. She runs things over there. Hey, Maddie, I see you. Chris, hey, AJ, I'm a veteran and want to spend, thank you for your service, sir. I want to spend money on your stuff. My wife and I love your channel and send our love. I appreciate that, Chris. You can grab something for the Waffle store. I think I'm going to set up a coupon code for vets. I've been thinking about that. For vets and first responders. You know, my family's full of those folks. Jeremy, I don't think his phone was ever found. It might have been. You know, for each of the stories, I did a quick search to see if they're really unsolved, and I couldn't find that they were. But maybe they were. It's more about the story. You know, like with the basement, with people who are going to tell crazy stuff. Let's just hear the story that rather than try to dig into whether what's true or not. You can decide what you want to believe. For the most part, if you got a crazy story, let's hear it. You know, Billy Carson, I don't believe anything that man says, but he tells a story. So let's talk to Billy. I'm not going to be rude. We'll talk to the guys at Gaia. I mean, I think Gino knows the owner or the founder of Gaia. I hope he doesn't know that you do, Gino. I hope he doesn't know that every time I mention Gaia, I say if it's on Gaia, it's bunk. Firth of Forth, Scotland is where I want to go, says Jim. All right, I appreciate that. I don't want to go where the tourists are, but I also don't want to go where they hate Americans. Because look, I've been to Europe. I know people hate Americans. Not everybody. Not everybody. I mean, Italians were the best. But I was with a large group of people, mostly young women. So they were very nice to us. Harley says, are we doing this now? Yeah, we do this. It's not professional, but we do it.
Do I watch the After Files live stream or do I punch myself in the face? Tough decision.
PC, thank you for the 10. Happy New Year to you. Appreciate the support. And we've got CWLPFOC. Wow. For $50.
You like this show? Send me some dough. You can super chat. I hope you know about that. There is one thing that I am sure of. You gotta tip me some more, human. Won't you tip me with some money? Hey, hey, fishy, fishy, fishy. Don't you know you gotta tip the fishy? Hey, hey, tip the fishy.
Tip the fishy tonight. Happy New Year, sir. Or ma'am. Appreciate the support. Start here. Thank you. I was the one who sent you the convincing alien moon base picture. How did it disappear from your inbox? It should still be there. I have to look for it. Team@the-Wi-Files is the best way to email because we check that. If you email me directly, it's kind of like the chats. If I see it, it's more luck because I get a lot of email, mostly spam, I guess, because my email is pretty public. So I'll look at it, but I don't scroll. I just look to see if there's anything there. I check my email, I don't know, once every few days. Not all that often. It drives Jen nuts. I won't check my phone for a couple of days. Sometimes I don't even know where my phone is. She's like, how can you not look at Instagram all day? I don't know. I don't even have it installed. What am I missing something with Instagram? Maybe I just got too old. Ryan says, can't chat regularly, been a member well over 8 weeks. That sounds like a YouTube problem, but we do have the chat set for you need to be a subscriber for 8 weeks. That's just to keep out the riffraff. Because riffraff does come in here when I open up the stream, especially when I was streaming to Facebook. Ugh. It was just all people coming here talking about politics. It's like I'm in the middle of talking about underwater aliens with Gino, and people are talking about Trump and Biden from Facebook. Do that over there. We don't do that here. Super boring. All your political rants are super boring, yo. All due respect. There's Ryan. Thank you for the sawbuck. Eric says tic tac, whatever it is. I'm kind of the same way. I don't even have that on my phone anymore. But to be honest, we're probably here because of TikTok. It was very early on. Gino's like, you should post stuff on TikTok, and I was like, what? Me dancing? Because I didn't know what it was. He's like, no, they put his stuff on there. He said, there's this guy named Mr. Ballin who posts weird stuff, do like that. So I did that. I think I posted the short about the coincidences between JFK and Abraham Lincoln, which are crazy. And I don't know, like 1 million people watched that. So in a day or two, I had 50,000 followers on TikTok, and I was like, wow, this really works. And that was driving people over to the main channel. But here's the thing. The people coming over to the main channel weren't watching the videos. They would watch a couple of shorts, and then that was it, because it was just all kids. So, and then TikTok shadow banned me. So no matter what I posted, nobody watched. 100 views, 200 views, 100 views. So there I was kind of in limbo. But through luck or whatever, YouTube, I guess the algorithm picked up on the channel and then started releasing the main videos. And then the one that kind of made the channel take off was the Operation High Jump video about Admiral Byrd going into the Hollow Earth down in the South Pole, which is a great story. I think I might want to redo that one. And that got 50,000 views in a day. And I couldn't even believe it. That was unheard of. But at that time, I think I had 250,000 subscribers, and my videos were getting about 1,200, 1,500 views because it was all kids from TikTok. So they didn't watch, and when they did, their comments were not fun. It was really a hard time in my journey. Maybe the hardest, because you had just a tiny taste of this is going to work, and then it was all taken away. Shadow banned, no views, horrible comments. And it was the only time during all of this where I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know if this is really worth it, because I work hard, and it just wasn't working. So I'm grateful that high jump video took off. And it's been a doozy of a ride ever since. I'll admit things have kind of flattened out. The curve can't go straight up forever, but I don't mind it. We can settle. Ghost Rider, you're now at 5.5 billion. I know. Have we hit 5.5 yet? Let me see. I know we were close. I don't check this really as often as I used to, because honestly, you're at 5.497. Because honestly, it could just stay at 5. It could just stay at 5. That's fine. Because 5 is crazy. But look, it's kind of the same thing. So 5.5 million subscribers, but the videos, you will usually get about 1 million, 1.2 million, usually in the first couple of days. And then that's about it, which means most subscribers don't watch the videos. And the viewers that are watching, 40% of them aren't subs. So there's like 5.5 subscribers, and I don't know, 500,000 people watch. That's why I tell people who ask me about, how do I get my subscriber count up? I tell them, don't worry about that, because that's a vanity number. Just make fun videos and go for stuff that interests people. Make fun videos, get your views. Subs will come later. It's the views that are important. It's the views that sponsors care about, not the subs. Claude asking who voices Hecklefish. Someone in the chat must know who voices Hecklefish. Warwick says, of the 5 million subs, 4 million CIA bots. It could be. It could be. I got dinged from YouTube last week for phony traffic, which is crazy. Because why would, when you get 1 million views, we don't have to do phony traffic. So I don't know what that was about. But it happens. And I could see it. I could see when bots hit the channel. I just don't know why they would hit ours. Fizzgig, he does his own voice. Who does yours? One Accord. How do I make the money without making the videos, though? I don't know, man. But if you figure it out, let me know. All right, we're 92% for one more story. Gino, you still got ears on? You want to talk about Jacques Vallée before I go into the next campfire? And can you do a quick 2-sentence summary of who Jacques Vallée is?
Well, I guess my 2-sentence summary would be he's someone who has been involved in the UFO phenomena since the 70s.
Started as an astronomer, a non-believer, and then saw things and said, "There's something crazy up there."
That's right. So he was recently on Weaponized with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, and one of the things that caught my attention was that he talked about over 20 years ago that we had technology that was able to communicate with these with beings. Now, he said, I can tell you for sure, these beings weren't gray aliens. They weren't the aliens that were at Varhinia. It's something different. But, and that's about all, the kind of info that he could give. But certainly that's really interesting that he's saying 20 years ago that existed and they were using it. He said it was very, very big technology, like sophisticated technology, obviously. He didn't say what they were communicating about or how, just that it's telepathic. And again, very interesting, but he kind of said, like, it made me come away with the feeling that whatever they were communicating with was of a higher level than even the alien beings being seen throughout the world.
Really?
Yeah.
And this could be done without technology?
No. That there was some technology involved in it.
Does he get into how it works?
He didn't. That's the thing. We only got a small snippet of that, you know.
I think we could probably get him to come in. I think.
I don't see why not. If Jeremy is sitting down with him, I'm sure we could reach out to him as well. And again, he's a very good interview.
All right, Jacques Vallée. Yeah, I've seen him on Rogan. He does a great job. Very, very smart man. All right, we're going to do a campfire story. I'll drop Gino down for a bit. We're T-minus 27 minutes to 2026 for the ball dropping. This is a creepy one. Let me turn off the poll. This is a creepy one. All right, 92% said do another. So let's do another. You're the boss. The heart of Sonny Graham. Gather round, because this happened. Charleston, South Carolina, 1995. Sonny Graham lay in a hospital bed. His heart was enlarged and failing. Doctors gave him weeks to live. 200 miles away, a man named Terry Cottle put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. Terry's heart was strong. Doctors rushed it to Charleston and transplanted it into Sonny's chest. Sonny woke up with a new pulse, feeling stronger than he had in years. But it seemed like Sonny inherited something from Terry more than his heart. A lot more. Sonny Graham was a big man on Hilton Head Island. As a manager of the central plant, he knew just about everybody on the Barrier Island. His cooking was legendary at fundraisers and community events. The local high school football field was named in his honor. He and his wife were married 38 years, 2 children. In 1994, a virus attacked Sonny's heart muscle. The damage was severe. By 1995, Sonny was 56 years old and dying. His name went on 2 transplant lists. He waited, but his heart kept failing. But one evening, Sonny got the call. A heart had become available. Terry Cottle's heart, close to a perfect match. Terry Cottle had spent 4 days on life support. A .22 caliber slug entered his skull just behind his right ear. He was 33 years old. That day, his wife Cheryl agreed to take him off life support. His organs could save lives. The surgery went well. Within 6 months, Sonny was strong enough to go on a fishing trip to Alaska. But something was different. Sonny had always hated hot dogs. The smell, the taste, everything about them. Now he ate them every day, sometimes 2 or 3. He developed a taste for beer and heavy metal music. He never cared about beer and metal before. And his wife started seeing changes. Sonny's handwriting looked different. He walked differently. He laughed differently. She said he seemed like a different person. His friends saw it too, friends of 40 years or more. And Sonny felt something else, something he couldn't explain to anyone. He felt a pull toward the donor's family. He needed to thank them, to meet them, to understand who had given him this second chance. So in late 1996, he wrote to the donor's widow. Her name was Cheryl Cottle. She agreed to meet him. They met at a restaurant in Charleston in January 1997. And the moment Sonny saw her, his chest tightened. He felt a physical jolt, a sudden acceleration that didn't feel like attraction or nerves. It felt like recognition. His heart beat faster when she smiled. It slammed against his ribs when he spoke. He felt a rush of emotion that didn't belong to him. Love, guilt, and a desperate need to protect this woman. And Cheryl felt something too. She said later that meeting Sonny was like seeing Terry again. Cheryl was only 30 years old, and she looked at this older man with gray hair and weathered hands, but she felt her dead husband's presence. She felt him looking out through Sonny's eyes. Sonny went home to his wife that night, but he couldn't stop thinking about Cheryl. He called her. They talked for hours. He visited her. He felt compelled to take care of her in ways he couldn't explain. Soon Sonny's marriage fell apart. His wife couldn't compete with a ghost. But that April, Cheryl married another man, and Sonny gave her away, standing in for her late father. And Sonny watched her walk towards someone else, but it was Terry's heart pounding in his chest. That marriage didn't last either. Both couples fell apart under the weight of what neither could explain, the pull between Sonny and Cheryl that defied reason. Cheryl married Sonny in December 2004, two different men, same heart, and that heart was bringing her dead husband back. For a while, things felt right. Sonny felt younger. He had a new wife, a new heart, a new beginning. Then the depression started. Terry Cottle hadn't just died, he killed himself. He was a man who struggled with depression and he couldn't escape. He put a gun to his head because the weight of living became unbearable. And now something dark was growing in Sonny. His personality shifted. Friends who'd known him for decades said they didn't recognize him anymore. The kind, gentle man who was the first to do a friend a favor, that man was disappearing. And Sonny talked about feeling trapped, about living someone else's life, about thoughts that didn't feel like his own. He became moody and withdrawn. He grew possessive, jealous in ways he'd never been. He accused Cheryl of seeing other men. He followed her car. He checked her phone. Then the fight started. The relationship turned toxic. Sonny felt trapped in a life he didn't recognize. He said he didn't feel like himself anymore. He felt like a passenger in his own body watching someone else make decisions. In 2007, Sonny drew up a will. He asked his nephew to be the executor. He organized his finances, paid off debts, settled accounts. People noticed. They asked if he was okay. Sonny said he was fine, just getting things in order. The beer, the hot dogs, the instant love for Cheryl, the handwriting changed to match Terry's, a more careless style. These weren't coincidences. These were Terry's preferences, Terry's traits, Terry's life. Sonny walked a path already walked. He followed footprints that weren't his own. The years passed. Whatever joys Sonny found in his second chance evaporated. Instead, Sonny had a sense of impending doom. He was living Terry Cottle's life, and he knew how that life ended. April 1st, 2008, 12 years, 12 days after the transplant. Neighbors in Vidalia, Georgia were jolted awake by the sound of a shotgun blast. That morning, Sonny Graham drank his coffee and told Cheryl he was taking his 9-year-old stepson to the dentist, then off to work, a normal day. But Sonny made a detour to his backyard shed. There, the 69-year-old picked up the 12-gauge shotgun he'd taken on countless hunting trips. He pointed the muzzle at the right side of his throat, just like Terry did all those years ago. Then Sonny pulled the trigger. It was April 1st, almost exactly 13 years since another man's suicide gave Sonny Graham a second chance at life. Different weapon, same method, same location on his body. Sonny Graham died instantly. He left Cheryl a widow for the second time. 2 husbands lost, both to self-inflicted gunshots to the head. 2 men, 1 heart, same fate. The story spread across the world. Reporters wrote about cellular memory, whether organs could hold a suicide gene. The internet lit up with theories. Terry Cottle's heart beat in Sonny Graham's chest for 13 years. And during those 13 years, Sonny Graham slowly became Terry Cottle. Scientists documented this phenomenon for decades. Personality changes following heart transplantation. 4 categories: changes in preferences, alterations in emotions and temperament, modifications of identity, and memories from the donor's life. The heart contains about 40,000 neurons, a network that operates independently from the brain, a heart brain that communicates bidirectionally with the brain and other organs. Researchers documented this cardiac nervous system in the early 1990s. Some theorized that cellular memory could transfer personality characteristics from donor to recipient, epigenetic memory, DNA memory, RNA memory, protein memory. Studies of 73 heart transplant patients showed 89% reported personality changes after receiving their organ, and not subtle shifts, fundamental alterations in who they were. Claire Sylvia received a heart-lung transplant from an 18-year-old male motorcyclist. She suddenly craved beer and chicken nuggets, food she later learned were her donor's favorites. She dreamed about a man named Tim L. Her donor's name was Tim. A woman received a heart from a police officer killed in the line of duty. She started seeing flashes of light in her eyes, feeling burning sensations on her cheeks. She later learned the officer was shot in the face. A 5-year-old boy received a heart from a 3-year-old named Tim. The recipient had never been told the donor's name. He called his donor Timmy. He said Timmy got hurt when he fell down and likes Power Rangers. Well, Tim had fallen from a window ledge reaching for a Power Ranger toy. The theories exist. The documentation exists. The cases stack up one after another. People receiving organs and receiving something else, preferences, memories, traits that aren't their own. But the theories don't explain the weight of it, the lived experience of looking in the mirror and not recognizing yourself, of loving someone you've never met, of walking toward a shed with a shotgun because something inside you, something that isn't you, knows exactly what to do. Sonny Graham's new heart remembered what his brain never knew. It remembered Terry's widow. It remembered Terry's pain. And when the time came, it remembered how Terry ended it all. That's another campfire story. The heart of Sonny Graham. And if you Google it, you'll find all that stuff is true and unexplainable. Sneaky Pete, Fear the Crab Cat for sure. Alexis, I saw a documentary in UK. Last call for super chats because I'm not going to get to them all. They're stacking up. Alexis saw a documentary in UK where 4 people took on preferences that their heart donors had. One posh woman started loving KFC. What's not to love? When she'd never had one before, and it was her donor's favorite food. I don't care how rich you are. How do you not go to KFC once? Man, someone was saying earlier they missed living next door to a KFC. In New York City, I did. It was not my thinnest years. I was in Greeley Square. If you know the city, there's a KFC right there. Normar enjoyed the Joe Rogan podcast. I'm glad. I'll cover the Shroud of Turin. All right. I don't know how long that campfire ran, but that's what those are going to be. And we are T-minus 15 minutes. Gina, what do you think of this format where you bring on the weird videos and we go through them live with the chat?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea. We were talking about this because I was trying to send the whole team videos of whether or not planes are lying to us and how much fuel they're able to take on. It's really interesting. Something that AJ says often, is when we're talking about things like flat Earth videos, not that they're believable, but they're very interesting. They bring up a lot of interesting points. So not to win someone over, but interesting enough videos that, are worth talking about.
I agree. And I think it'd be fun to do them live with the chat.
I mean, and even a lot of that is how a lot of our stories came about. I mean, kind of doing that is how we, a few Christmases ago, ran across me telling you about the story of the Giants. And I forgot what the guy's name was with the Giants up in Canada.
I forget his name. Giant stories are always a hit. I don't think we have time for one more campfire. All I have left that I think would work is the Rain Man. because I'm not keeping track of time, so I'm not sure how long those are running. I would guess 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh, Andrew Dawson was the guy's name.
Oh, that guy. Yep.
Yeah, Andrew Dawson.
That's a great video if you guys want to check that out. That one does well on the channel. People still watch the heck out of that one. And I was in touch with his family and his girlfriend for a little while, mostly just to make sure that I wasn't disrespecting him and his memory. And they said no. They said good stuff.
You know, such an interesting story because, again, when they reached out to you, they kind of confirmed some of the stuff that you found, not in your, in, you know, the last chapter, the debunk, I guess. But you know, before that, when we were talking about it and I was sort of pitching it to you, I was bought in 100%. This must be government, you know, what happened to the guy, that sort of stuff. So again, really interesting how it turns out. If you're a fan of the show, you probably could figure it out. But check it out. It's definitely one that, you know, we didn't butt heads on. That's not the right way to say it. It's one that I was sure, I was like, something's wacky here. And I was really surprised and dumbfounded by how it turned out. Mike
G-Force 999. Happy New Year to me and the Waffle House crew. Looking forward to many more great stories to come. Happy New Year from Lexi, the youngest G. All right. Hey, Lexi. We love the G's. Warwick was abducted by aliens once. They emptied my wallet, covered me in stripper glitter, and crapped my pants. Good times. You know what? I think I was abducted by the same alien when I was a little younger. Well, a little younger meaning last time my high school boys were in Vegas. I was abducted. I was abducted by those glitter aliens. Gotta watch out for those. Luckily, my wife doesn't mind when I go to the strip clubs. But, you know, she knows I worked in porn. Gaston, I never follow that up. I just say I worked in porn. I just move on. Gaston, thank you for the 20. Happy New Year, everybody from Sweden. Appreciate that. I think it might be New Year's in Sweden already, right?
It should be.
I think you guys are about 8-9 hours ahead of us. We're T-minus 12. Saber Spectre, 25 Canadian. Thanks for ringing in the new year with us to a great 2026. Here's to you. I think I might have a tiny drinky tonight. I got to be careful. Jackson, you got your shot glass? I finally just got mine too. I had them up in the bar. I guess they're behind there. Yeah, the shot glasses are fun. I don't know if they're still on the store. Shot. I don't know if we still have any of those. We might. I just might not know how to find it. They're not up there, but you know where they are. They're in the Patreon store. All hail Planet Fitness. You must be a bot. I think they still built my credit card.
What's going on is everyone in the video that we're showing has a Planet Fitness hat on. It's really, this is a full commercial for Planet Fitness that's going on.
Full commercial. If you look at the wide, they have basically a whole side of a building's got Planet Fitness. That had to cost $1 or $2.
And all those hats that they're giving out.
Right. Wow, did you see Sean landed on a Times Square billboard last month for Patreon? That was crazy. Good for him. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, to be honest with you. Sean is the best. Sec9 Pete, happy new from Australia. May everyone have a safe and joyful new year. Very kind of you. Thanks for the support. Tony, appreciate that super sticker. If I didn't say last call, I think I did. But last call, if you're super chatting now, it's a donation because I'm not going to be able to get to it. I mean, I'll go past midnight until they come drag me out of here. But I have a feeling that's going to be pretty soon after midnight. Beacaster, thank you for the 20. Happy New Year to you. Jake, what's the furthest back in time a reincarnated person has been able to remember? Off the top of my head would be Dorothy Eady, because she remembers being a priestess during the time of Ramses the Great. So this goes back to, I think, the second or third dynasty at the Temple of Set. So you could look up Dorothy Eady. I did a whole episode on her. It's very interesting. She became known as Om Seti. Dorothy Eady remembered, since she was a child from England, of being a priestess. And She was able to learn hieroglyphics and ancient Egyptian languages very, very quickly. She eventually went over there and became sort of an assistant to archaeologists. And at first they thought she was a little wacky, which she was, but they would throw her in some tomb somewhere and she could find her way around and be like, oh yeah, here's where the gardens were. Here's where fountains were. Here's where we ate. And like, she knew all of it. So eventually the archaeologists just made her part of the team. And she was so valuable that, that at the time, Egyptologists working in Egypt were forced to retire at age 60 or 65. They let her stay on. They let her stay on, and she lived until I think she was about 90. They let her stay on forever. She was too valuable. And she's the one who said that under the Sphinx is Nefertiti's tomb. And remember, we've got all kinds of, we've got the Edgar Cayce prophecies that there are chambers underneath the Sphinx. I mean, he says that's where the Universal Library is. I think I covered that not too long ago. But now we're seeing through LIDAR and through GPR that there are hollow spaces under the Sphinx, but Zahi Wasp won't let us dig.
Hey, what happens after Zahi? Say something happened to Zahi and he passed away.
Let's say someone nudged him down a flight of steps. I'm just saying. I'm not hoping, God forbid. But if he fell, what happens?
Do we know who gets the job after him? Is it like already set? Or
no, because he doesn't have the job. He's retired. He's not the supreme grand wizard or whatever he was of the antiquities. He's not. He's retired, but he still wields more power than anybody. So I think about it. I try not to, I never want to wish death on anyone. That's bad karma. But I do think about, because he's 75, but he's 75 and healthy as a horse. I do think about what happens when he goes. Do things open up? I mean, things in Egypt, not specifically Giza, but Valley of the Kings, there's a lot of active work going on right now. That's where they found the tomb of Tutmosis II, was Valley of the Kings. So there's stuff happening. Kilo's right. Hawass still has the key rings. He does. Or T-minus 7 minutes.
99 pyramids, right? There are not I think it's 99 pyramids.
At least. Because they find them all the time that they just think was just a mound that they dig into, and they're like, oh, this is mud brick.
And of course, those are younger than Giza, probably, and not as well built.
Correct. That's what's very strange about the pyramids is the newer they get, the worse they're made. You know, it's not, Khufu is that's the gold standard, but I think it's way older, way older.
Maybe they lost the telemetry data. They didn't keep the data.
Man, it's where the moon tapes are under the Sphinx, the moon landing tapes.
Maybe NASA had something to do with the.
Wile E. Coyote, do you think Hawass is healthy as a horse because of what he's had access to Giza Plateau? Maybe he's went down there and he got the elixir of life that's down there. Edgar Cayce said some crazy stuff is down there. Syrinx for 2112. You know what that means.
A modern day goldfish lives in style, but you haven't tipped in quite a while. My money is all spent. You haven't tipped a cent. I gotta pay my rent, or I'll be living in a tent in Portland.
Felice Anno Nuovo. 1000 community. Y'all are mine kind of lizard peeps. Well, thank you, my friend. Grazie per I soldi, mio amico. Any excuse to play Rush. There's the Miss Cherries. We are 5 minutes out. Thank you for the super sticker. Becca's still waiting for me to just pitch the fishbowl while Echo pisses me off. Sometimes you see me lose my mind a little bit. I lose my temper with him sometimes. Rara Boost would like to pick my brain one day with like a device or an instrument. I don't think you'd find me all that interesting in real life because our conversation would be a lot like this. sort of scattered with no direction. I'd be more comfortable if we were sitting there having a drink together and I could read super chats. Then I would be relaxed. But if I just had to talk like a person, I'm socially awkward. Straight Jacket, thank you for the 20. This is Azaya. Dad, let me chat. Your dad's awesome. Love your videos. They always make me laugh. I'm glad. Sometimes they make people laugh and they're not supposed to. Wow, long stroker. Sends in 101. Godspeed to all. Shields high, Nano Warriors. Appreciate you, man. Very generous. Very generous. John, thank you for that super sticker. Gary, you want me to keep New York on the big screen? Can do. I think that's a good idea, so I don't miss it. I'll even turn the audio on for the countdown if you want. If you want. Just to hear everyone shouting and counting. Tina says scattered is cool. I think so. The Nick, would you drink a warm vodka? Sure. Sure, if it's good vodka. I'll drink it warm. Like, I don't drink beer. I don't think you guys know, but I probably said it before. I haven't had a beer since 1996. I'm not a beer guy. But I will drink a room temperature Guinness. I will drink that. But that doesn't feel like beer to me. I'll drink a room temperature Guinness. Not a cold one. Nancy, thank you for $50 super sticker. I appreciate that. Taco Man wants us to look into the Miami Mall alien cover-up. That will be part of the episode with the Vegas alien, because that is a very strange case. That Miami shopping mall had the police response was bigger than a live shooter. I've never seen a police response like that. I don't know how many cars I counted on the screen, but at least 30 plus 2 helicopters.
Over a kids fight.
Over 2 kids fighting, yeah.
Oh, and during their fight, they threw fireworks at each other, which I don't know how many fights anyone's seen here. Doesn't happen very often, a fireworks fight in the middle of a mall.
Yeah, very rarely do I walk into a bar with a pocket full of black cats. Well, not a terrible idea. Bird, thank you for the 50. Very generous. Thank you and the Watt Files crew. This channel gives great joy to so many. Please know that you are appreciated. Happy New Year, Hecklefish. You are appreciated. All you guys are. Thank you so much for the super chats, the super stickers. Joining. I see people are joining Patreon during the stream. That's great. Yes, Bike Guy. I'll put the countdown on. I keep the sound off mostly so we don't get copyright strike. I mean, I don't monetize these anyway, so I don't really care about that. But if you get the copyright strike, they bury the video. And you guys aren't seeing ads, right? Because I don't monetize the live streams, so you shouldn't be seeing a single ad for these. And that's why I do the premieres. There's no ads on the premieres. I mean, they may make you watch one before, but during the show, no ads. At least that's what they tell me. YouTube's been very aggressive with the ads. They took a lot of that control away from us. Leonard, thank you for the $50. Just finished building my YouTube set this week. We're getting my first real video doing a deep dive on Uri Geller. Ooh, the spoon bender and the relationship between magic, the psychic era, and ufology. Appreciate what you do. Happy New Year. Let's effing go. Good luck with that, Leonardo. Hey, you wouldn't be the first one to build a Wi-Fi set and start telling these stories. There's quite a few of those out there. And Uri Geller is interesting because not completely debunked, and he was part of Project Stargate. He was one of the OGs at Stargate. With Ingo Swann, Pat Price, and of course Joe McMoneagle. Uri was there in the late 60s, early 70s. There's our countdown. I'll bring it up at I guess this year's countdown is brought to you by Kia Motors. Joe P, the official beard. Hey, AJ Watt Files gang. Thanks for all you do. You all appreciate it. Looking forward to more of the Watt Files 2026. Can't wait for the basement. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Joe P is the official beard of the Watt Files. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year, y'all. 2026. It almost looks like 2024 for a second.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Happy New Year, everybody. You are appreciated.
I was muted. Happy New Year, everybody. We did it. We got through one more. Echofish, what a rock star. Jen popped in, but you couldn't see her. She wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. I guess that's a Kia that he's on. Yep. This is a commercial for Kia and Planet Fitness. Kia's has got a new ride out that looks pretty cool. Kia's making some good cars. Got me thinking. Dwayne with a Happy New Year. You guys want me to keep Times Square up? Ivy, I don't know if I'd have Bob Lazar on, I guess, because he's a good guest, but I don't think I would bring anything different to the conversation that he hasn't said over the past 30, 40 years. But yeah, I'd be happy to have him. Dwayne, Happy New Year to you. Need my nicotine? Me too, man. Looking forward to the basement. Rev making the nights cozy. Appreciate you. What about Central Time Zone? Says One Accord. We're the ones that matter. Central. It's in the name. I had nothing but love for Central. Look, where I'm at, it's not midnight yet here. It's not New Year's yet. It's only 9 o'clock. But to me, it's about the ball. When the ball drops, it's official, wherever I am. And now all I'm going to be thinking about is Planet Fitness and how they still charge my credit card 3 years after I left the state. Such a scam. They're trying to cancel that for a year. You got to write a letter. They're like, you got to write a letter and then you got to come in. It's like, I don't live in Plano, Texas anymore. I'm like, well, I guess you keep paying the $20 a month. Nicholas feels the same way. Mr. Evan, you just became a man, huh? The Kia's logo is bigger than the year. Oh, now they're going to run a spot. I'm not going to give them any extra press. Blue Angel, father-in-law passed. Sorry to hear that. And the bell in his bedroom went off like crazy. He was at hospital, though no one at home to ring us for help. He was saying goodbye. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. After my grandfather passed, my dad had a bunch of his stuff, and he had my grandfather's VCR, which for sure was haunted, because it would go on and off in the middle of the night, eject the tape, suck it back in, eject the tape, suck it back in. And Dad swears it happened when it wasn't plugged in. But the spookiest one was, and Dad's dresser had a mirror on it, like you guys see. Common dresser mirror. And he had photos shoved all in it. And on the side, maybe about here, was a picture of his father. Pictures of us and, I don't know, his countless wives and girlfriends. I don't know who was there. But Grandpa was up here. And then Dad would wake up in the morning and the photo would be down here. It would somehow slide past all those other photos and end up down here. He'd move it back up. Next morning, down there. Up, down there. He had Grandfather's old tape player, cassette player. Would not work. But it would play one tape. It would play Mary Alonzo, Grandpa's favorite tape. It would play that tape and only that tape. And all this was happening when I was in college and I was staying at Dad's, and I was just crashing like in the back room where Dad just kept all his junk piled. And there was one day I don't know what I was doing, sitting at my desk doing some nonsense. And in the mirror, I see a reflection of a light, like an orange light, tiny dot. It looks like it kind of flares up like smoking a cigarette. And I turn around and there's nothing there. And I walk out to the hallway and I smell Grandpa's cigar. He smoked cherry cigars. You know, this is a guinea from the Bronx. Smelled the cigar. And I was reluctant to tell Dad about it, but I did. And that's when Dad said, you know what? Sit down. I got to tell you some stories. And that's when I found out the whole house was haunted with my grandfather. And I was like, you know what, Pop? I don't need to stay here for college. I'll just commute. I could commute. I don't need this. And I was out of there in like 10 days. I just started packing. I'm good. I love my grandfather, but I don't need him looking over my shoulder smoking cigars. I'm not man enough for that. Gino can corroborate everything I just said.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, I believe in that stuff.
There was another time after Grandpa passed that we that our aunt Janine had gotten me and Dad readings from Long Island psychic Girangelli was her last name. And she, as soon as I walked in, she knew things I couldn't believe she knew, which sort of made Josephine Girangelli made me a believer. And one of the things that she said to Dad was that Grandpa is just thinks he's asleep and is trying to say, "Wake me up," and that's why things were happening around the house. Hey, just wake me up! I'm trying to wake up.
Because he died in his sleep. He just went to sleep and didn't wake up. 68 years old. God bless, though. That's a great way to go. Jeffrey, thank you for that super sticker. Appreciate that. Amy, appreciate you. Happy New Year. Redlands first. Thank you so much. I'm a custodian in California. Oh, pardon me. It's not professional. Had some rough days mentally, and your videos relaxed me. And being myself, relaxing right here on vacation in Arizona. Thanks for tonight. You're very welcome. Thanks for doing what you do. You're appreciated. It's not easy work. It's real work. Thomas, thank you for that. Listen to the Wi-Fi's podcast every day at work. You know, the Wi-Fi's is also a podcast. Take us on the road. I'm doing the end of the show plugs, but yeah. But you can catch us on podcast platforms. I haven't checked our stats lately, but we were creeping up the charts. I think the campfire stories might be good for the podcast. We might make the charts for those. I think, but I'm always wrong. Thomas loves the shows. Best show on YouTube? No. We're top 10 at most. Always look forward to new episodes. You and Hecklefish are the best. Happy New Year's to you and your family. Same to you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Frank, Happy New Year's from Philly. Love Philly. Orion, why do people kiss God knows where their mouth has been? You sound like you're fun on a date. You do bring up a good point, though. But look, look, you know, it's really depend. Like, I'm a germaphobe, but the other day I was cooking. I forget what I was making. Oh, Gino, I was making Graham's white gravy. I made biscuits and gravy. So I had butter up on the counter, and I walked away for a second and came back, and Bean, my cat, one of the boys, was just licking on it, just licking on it. I don't know. I just scooped that butter up and threw it right in the pan, and nobody. I mean.
Secret ingredient.
I don't mind it, but I mean, I know where his tongue goes, and it know where you want to be. But other germs, I'm a germaphobe. Chris, when new podcasts start, love the campfires. I'm glad you like those. I like the stories that kind of are creepy and give you chills and are true. The new podcast, we start shooting in a couple of days. We'll probably start releasing them early February, depending on how quickly we can get through the edit. Cheryl, very nice. Thank you. Gino, Jen, Victoria, Hecklefish, Gertie, and team. Thanks for your company today, for your top shows. Many blessings for 2026. Same to you, Cheryl. Appreciate you. Wing loves the stories. Here's $5 for your Kung Fu fund. We always need money for that. Truly Jefferson, you like the biscuits and gravy? Yeah, on mom's side, we're white trash, Missouri. All due respect to anyone who's white trash, but they're from rural Missouri, Potosi, Missouri. You Google map Potosi, and you'll see that everybody in that town has has my grandmother's name. So she was my great grandmother. So she taught me how to make that old school biscuits and gravy from the grease in the pan. So I made that the other day. I was just thinking about her for the holidays. Came out great. Gina, did you like that? Did you like the milk gravy?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, when we were talking about it the other day, brought up another weird memory. Maybe you remember this. She was making it for us one time, and it was one of the years that the locusts were around. So it attached itself to the window and was like right in our face, making the loud noise. And I just specifically remember sitting around eating the milk gravy. I think we called it milk gravy, right?
We did.
And that happening.
Farrow's Light bacon grease makes amazing gravy, but salty. I like that though. We're the same way. We use a lot of salt in this house, so bacon grease is magic. So what I will do is I will buy 2 pounds of it. Go Costco, buy 2 pounds, and I'll just fry up all the bacon and bake it in the pan. And I take all that grease and I put it in a jar and I put it in the fridge. And I use it for all kinds of stuff. Like, you guys know what a Cuban sandwich is, right? You guys eat Cubanos? You know what a Cuban sandwich is?
Sure.
So like the turkey and the ham and all that, I don't fry that with vegetable oil or anything like that. I fry that in bacon grease.
Tasty.
Mirth, I do the same. I render it in the oven and the pan. I start in the pan, finish in the oven. Go ahead, Gino.
One of the other things she used to make that I have seen just once in a while in other places is egg a la whole, where she use a glass to cut out the middle, put the fried egg in the middle of the toast, and it was almost like a grilled cheese toast.
It's the best
with the fried egg in the middle.
It's the best. Sybil 79 bacon grease is my butter. Same thing. Bacon grease is great in tater salad. I'm going to try that. It just adds that smoky, salty flavor. So yeah, if someone just bacon grease is gold, I was just going to say that. Like, I don't waste a drop of that. You cook up bacon. I put that right in the fridge. I have it in there right now. Ready to go. Sarah, thank you for the 1999. All right, I'm going to wrap things up here. I think. Right, we don't need another campfire. I think we've peaked. You got to leave them wanting more, right? We'll drop them off. Gino, thank you for stopping by tonight. Always. Happy New Year to you and on the Mac camera and mic. That's the way to do it. Solid. All right. There he goes. Happy New Year to Gino. Gino Story Hour will be coming back, and we'll be doing live streams with Gino and his weird stories with you guys. And we'll do some live investigation, see what we can prove, what we can't. Mary Maya, keep it in the freezer? Does that work? Well, I see we have some Cuban sandwich fans. Yeah, if you don't know what a Cuban is, it doesn't sound great. Turkey, ham, pickles, cheese, doesn't sound great, but it's fantastic. It's one of those things when I make them for Jen, she moans like I've never heard her moan before when she's eating a Cubano. Chicken, of course, mustard on there. Extra spicy. What mustard does officially go on a Cubano? I'm not sure. George likes his mustard hot. I like hot mustard. I usually use Grey Poupon, and I'll mix in a little bit of Coleman's. I think that's the name of it. Super spicy. But I keep the Chinese mustard. I keep that in the house, the powdered version. Because how do you eat wonton soup without just putting? I put in enough mustard so it just starts to hurt. That's when I know it's perfect. Like when you drink that mustard soup and it just kind of burns and the sinuses clear up. That's perfect. You don't know if you haven't had one. I agree. And I'm new to the Cubanos. It's stepdad Bill came back from Miami and was talking about them. This is a while ago. And I was like, I never heard of that. It doesn't sound great. He's like, it's good. And I just started making those. Hockey, the calendars should still be in stock. Let's see. They should still, I mean, unless they sold out while we were streaming. No, nope, they sold out while we were streaming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. They're out. And I don't think we're getting any more. Because why do a calendar once the year started, right? I'll talk to Victoria, see what she wants to do. Because they're a lot of fun. You know, we've got all the weird dates in there, like here's the date of the first man on the moon, the fake man on the moon, Shark Awareness Day, Roswell Incident, Canada Day A, World UFO Day. Like all the months have fun stuff in there. And I think I autographed them all. I think they're all signed. I think. And someone says that I don't sign this stuff. I sign everything. I don't auto pen. I don't auto pen those. I sit there at the table with my carpal tunnel. I sign all that stuff myself. Oh, that's shopped at thewildfiles.com if you want to support the channel. All right. I see the super chats coming in, but don't do those. Save your money because I got to get out of here. Happy New Year's roses. Happy to you, XMUF Asa. Jacob, the calendars are gone. I'm sorry, man. We'll put out a poll on Patreon, even for free members. You know, you can join Patreon for free. You don't have to pay. You can just go over there and be a part of the community. So we'll put out maybe a poll on Patreon to see if you want us to do another run of the calendars. Victoria will be very relieved because we didn't sell out of those super fast. We were sitting on like 40 of them. I think we sold those tonight. So she was very, very nervous. Oh, 2027 at a glance is in there too. And Rob did a great job with the artwork. Thanks, Ryan. Bought 2 calendars. Nice. JB, you'd buy a calendar? Well, we'll do it. We'll put it on Patreon. Because I don't want to do a run if nobody really wants them. Because you kind of got to do a bunch of them. And they're not, you see 20, 25 bucks. I don't make a lot of money on those. So I don't want to go out of pocket too much if nobody wants those. Check out the Torso Murders, says Thomas. If you email that in, I'll take a look at it. Might be a good campfire story. I wouldn't do an episode on anything about murders. I try to keep it PG-13. I mean, I don't know why anyone's kids watch the show. I wouldn't let my little ones watch the show. But that being said, nothing warms my heart more than getting a photo of like a 5 and 7-year-old wearing Hecklefish t-shirts. I mean, if you look on our Instagram, we put all those guppy photos up there. I just love the stuff from the guppies. And you can see our address, our mailing address, our P.O. box is on the channel. If you want me to sign anything, just send it in. We'll sign it and send it back. Especially if your kids want something. I would take care of the guppies. Mags5 wanted to share with you 1526 celebrating 16 years of NA. Your channel helps me refocus when I have urges. Oh, NA. Oh, keep going. Keep it strong. Congratulations, Mags. Very, very difficult to do. Proud of you. Jorgel says, I'd like you to do a story on Ashiana Dean in the 15-dimensional universe, described in her books Voyagers 1 and 2. Well, send that in because that sounds like a great episode. That sounds perfect. There's a happy New Year to Gino. He's still milling about down there. He's still watching you. Yeah, there he goes. That's his New Year's dance. And still Steve for 26. My New Year's Day will consist of the Twilight Zone marathon. That's a great call. Love the Shatner episode with the fortune telling machine. Yeah, he was a young buck when he was in the Twilight Zone. It's black and white. But yeah, Shatner was on there. A lot of big stars started on that show back in the day. Robert Redford, one of his first roles, if you remember, he played the Grim Reaper in an episode, a really creepy one. All those episodes hold up. That's one of the best ones with Robert Redford. I think Time Enough is probably everyone's favorite, right? Burgess Meredith in the Apocalypse. Time Enough indeed. You guys remember that one? But yeah, I'll fire up a Twilight Zone marathon from time to time because I'm all downloaded on my Plex. If they brought back Twilight Zone, AJ would be an awesome pick for host. That's quite a compliment, but again, there's only one Rod Serling. When he was doing that show, like when he was first pitching it, because he started out as a writer only in the Midwest, and just later in life started to catch on as a Hollywood writer. He didn't even move out to LA until he was, middle age pretty much. So he's got this new Twilight Zone show, and they're auditioning hosts and voice people, and they're going through them, and nobody's quite right until someone's like, "Rod, why don't you just do it?" And he's like, "Why? My voice is I can't really do it. My voice is flat. I'm a heavy smoker." But can you imagine the Twilight Zone without Rod Serling? Can't even imagine it. Good night, hamster. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year from Czech Republic. Now, Brahman started out as an egg. I think we all didn't we? Oh, I love the one with Agnes Moorehead with the spaceship that lands. That's a good one. That is a good one. Remember the Air Force pilot who shows up at the town is empty? Like, I want to tell you how they end, but the twists are so good. I don't want to blow it, but that was a great one. Look for that one. Look for the one where the man goes into a diner to use the phone. Look for that one. Chicken is talking about the one with Robert Redford. I think he was like 24 years old, maybe younger. Dave Anderson, it's your birthday?
They say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah. They say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good time. I'm glad it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. Sober Skate shouting out Gino. For all the haters, thank you for giving me the inspiration to start my channel. Longtime viewer. Good luck with it, man. Just stick with it. Stick with it. You'll be fine. Do not give up. That's the only way to truly fail, is to just give up. The dude with the glasses always got to me. Yeah. Rawl, thank you for the 10. Favorite cocktail you can make at home, bar behind you. Love the show. I go through phases. I'm mostly a bourbon drinker. So lately I've been making paper planes. It's kind of an old school cocktail, but I've been making those. To be honest, normally I'll just throw bourbon with one rock, a little bit of bitters, and that's kind of it. But if I'm like tonight, I'll probably make a small pitcher because I know Haley will drink them. A paper plane is equal parts bourbon, Aperol, Amaro Nino, lemon juice. Shake, 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 and pour it over a single rock. It's kind of sweet and sour. If you like bourbon, that's a good cocktail. But I was a bartender for years and years, which is why it's kind of a ridiculous bar setup back there. So if it's a fairly common drink, I can make it. I mean, there's even Galliano back there. Who has Galliano at their house? But how do you make a Harvey Wallbanger without it? Or a slow, comfortable screw up against the wall? Got to have the Galliano. Time Enough at Last. Beverly, yeah, that was a great one. Burgess Meredith. He's like a squirrely guy, works at a bank, and he's always getting in trouble because he's constantly reading. He's got super thick glasses. And then he goes into the safe, and then there's a nuclear apocalypse. And then he comes out, and this is awesome because he finds his way to the library. All the books he can ever want. And he says, time enough at last, time enough at last. And then you'll see how it ends. Heartbreaking. Can you wish? All right, we're gonna have to do it one last time, but Carla Manalad, happy birthday, big fan. This is for you, Carla.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Insert human's name here. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. That's for Carla. To Serve Man is a classic. I mean, I think Hecklefish has used that joke a couple of times. I wanted to shout the line, but I can't do it. I don't want to spoil it. You guys get into Pluribus at all? If you're into Twilight Zone, I think you'd like Pluribus. It's a slow burn, but it's worth it. It's Vince Gilligan. He can't miss. Race, really enjoy the show, delivered the story so well, and then hit us with whatever truth you find. It's Paul Harvey-esque. Paul Harvey. Good day. You give us the rest of the story. Nicely done. Appreciate all you and the crew do. Paul Harvey's a legend. Cramerica loves Pluribus. Awesome. Pluribus was odd and slow. True. True. Maybe a little too slow. Maybe a little too slow. But Vince got a 2-season order, which is rare but nice. So he knows he has a little bit of time. But he's one of those writer showrunners that I just trust. Right? Breaking Bad, that was a fairly good show. Better Call Saul, I mean, which I like better than Breaking Bad even. Hang on a second. I think I'm in trouble. Come on over.
You're not in trouble.
What's going on? What did I do?
You didn't do anything. I was just coming to say that, hi, everybody. Happy New Year.
Bird Beans Brains shouting Jen. Scarf saying, no, not yet. Because I told them, I said, I'll go until someone comes and grabs me. I said, but that's going to be pretty soon after the new year.
I know.
And here's the hook.
Because we'd like to spend some New Year's time with him.
Mary Jane saying hi. Here's the one right here. Mr. Udo 5LO. Bum, bum, bum.
Somebody said it's DeBroad.
It's DeBroad. That's who it is.
That's me, DeBroad.
She's DeBroad. We're very respectful of women here, right?
Yes.
Like, what do you say to a woman with a black eye?
Nothing. You already told her once.
Boom. So that's why I married her. Boom. Yeah, she's hot. I know she's hot. Just take it easy. Relax. Go easy. All right. I'll say goodnight and I'll be out there in a moment.
Okay. Happy New Year, everybody.
See if Haley wants paper planes because I'm going to have a little drinky, just a tiny. How many people we got? What'd I say? Sorry, she's ours now, says Alchemy. You know what? There are some days where you can have her. So I said that now because I know she's in the hallway. She didn't hear me. Now she could probably hear me, so I'll behave. All right. So thank you, everyone, for the super chats. Thank you for the great comments, all the support. I appreciate you buying the calendars. That was super helpful for Victoria because if we didn't sell out, I was going to fire her. Her job was on the line. Happy New Year to It Doesn't Matter. Spice in RDS Rice. Good. Happy New Year to you, Peter. Chicken Unicorn. Bramon. Always good comments. Michelle, Katha, Ryan, everybody. Here's to a great 2026. I hope everyone has a safe and successful new year. You are appreciated. Hecklefish will sing you out.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I swam down each and every highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all, it's all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, Oh no. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a fish? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of water kneels. Our it shows I took the blows and did it my way. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for the Wild Files House Band. You guys sounded great tonight. And take care of those waitresses, will you? All right. Everybody get home safe. This is Hecklefish. And you know what? I did it my way.